Let's do a cheers to the Sobeys Safeway Liqour Beer podcast.
Be right again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
Check-in, come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello.
It's not static, AM radio.
It's the Cool Ben Red Hot Nielson Show. Let's go. Everybody tuning in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macromala intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in, he's your dealer for life. Let's crack a 6 o'clock and lager with some sirloin bites.
.05, you're tuned in to the Lieutenant Eric Show for one more day and one more day only with Comrade Will Fraser. Hit a button there, Will. Come on.
Yeah, he doesn't have me powered up. I already did. There you go.
Oh, okay. No! We are flying today. Happy Friday if you're tuned in to
It's just for you, buddy.
iHeart and TuneIn radio apps and on YouTube. The Nasty Chat already chugging along. I love to see it. Keep hitting that. I'm going to hit the thumbs up right now, actually. Usually I do it a little earlier. There you go. Boom. Hit a like. Hit the like, hit the sub button as well. Best subs in the city on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel. You won't miss anything. Lieutenant Eric Will Fraser, YouTube Trev with you today. Dustin Nielsen again, scheduled back on Monday. You might as well start the week off, full week. Yeah. None of this 3-day stuff that you've been coming in on. Off to the races. We'll be back. No Oilers games next week, so that's the perfect time.
Perfect time.
Well, if he knows this too,
he'll need coughing space anyways.
That's true. Yeah. We'll get him. It's a slow roll back into where we need to be.
We've been giving you about 2 hours, 50 minutes of content. You can probably expect 220.
Yeah. No commercials, so you kind of get the full.
It'll be another 30 minutes of coughing fits.
Yeah.
So.
The Nielsen Show, Lieutenant Eric Show, presents as always by Southport Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot. You can check them out as well on Instagram. Great social media team at Southport Chevrolet. They were having some fun in the snow yesterday. We could be having some more fun in the snow today. What is this, Cleveland? Because we're getting a snowfall warning today.
I don't get it.
Well, last night, if you watched the Thursday Nighter, which was very entertaining, Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Cleveland Browns, we said, this was the banana peel. This was the game. This was the trap game for the Steelers, and they didn't show up.
Yeah.
What is it, 1 touchdown in 7 quarters now for the mighty Pittsburgh Steelers. Look, as a Bills fan, I kind of like this with them dropping a record here, and as I should.
I'm sure you do as a Bills fan.
So, thank you, Cleveland, and thank you, Nick Chubb, for rushing in a pair, and... pretty. Whenever those weather games, the Snow Bowl, we had the Oilers and Wild on, which we will get to. Don't worry today. We will forensic audit that game. I know, Will, you've been champing at the bit to get into that. But whenever those snowflakes start flying, Green Bay, Cleveland, I don't care about the Giants, that type of thing. But give me the Buffalo, give me the Green Bay, give me the Cleveland. When that snow starts coming in,
Lake effect snow.
the lake shore, the huge flakes. Boy, oh boy, that was something to watch. Fun to watch. Fun game. Fun Thursday night there to kick off Week 12 in the NFL. Let's let you know it's a busy show today. We got a lot of stuff to get to. Not only the regular stuff, but a few other news and notes for you, including Tom Gazzola and Kelly's Pub. You've been to Kelly's downtown, hey?
I've been everywhere, man.
Yeah. Morning announcements right now for 100.3 the Bear, Edmonton's best rock. I did join Yukon and McCord a little earlier today. You can also catch Jess on your drive home. She'll be dropping some sausage by my house on Sunday. That's good for the Italian Center shop.
That's good.
Yeah, this is your last time doing that's good.
Don't
Hey?
stop with
How does
the
that
last.
feel?
Enough,
How's that
enough
feel?
with the last.
We'll be discussing what we feel is that's good. Italian Center Shop 620. Crack Pack for Wayne's.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
The Advent calendars. Did we crack that puppy today?
Well, no, isn't it a 24-day calendar?
Yeah, but I'm just kind of 5 days. Like if Dusty's not, and I'm gone on 3.
I see. You're
We got
trying
like
to include
4
the
weeks.
weekends.
Yeah, because
Like,
we're not here up until
right.
kind of Christmas type
Okay,
of thing.
So you're doing the math. Maybe it starts today.
Like my 12 days of Christmas. If you still want it, it's got to be starting soon as well. 5, 10, yeah.
You do 12 days before Christmas?
Yes, we don't do it during the Christmas because
Like
it's supposed to be the 12 during, right?
Well,
like remember what I used to do? You lead up to, and then whenever I'm done for the season.
I had always thought like 12 days of Christmas was some sort of like between our Christmas and Orthodox Christmas, which is like
Yeah,
January
but-
6th, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but not. We're not here, man. You might be in LA for the EST Flyway to LA. That keyword coming up at 7:25. Once again, we'll tell you all you need to know about the Advent calendar at Wayne's. Chris Johnston, TSN, and The Athletic. Full NHL picture, the NHL slate. Rangers in town tomorrow night. Should be a good one. Hockey night in Canada. Cool, but Canada Hotline of the day. The keyword, as mentioned, for the EST Flyway to LA. That's coming up the grand next week at this time. We'll be drawing one of you. So you got less than a week now to qualify. The Fan Zone for Fans First.
Fan Zone.
Met Double O in the mall yesterday. Him and his wife and their child. They were at the game last night, courtesy the Fans First website, getting Oilers tickets there. So proof that it can happen, and it can happen for you as well. Herm Edwards, NFL insider and analyst, will be by at 7:40 for Pro-Am Sports. Kind of easy trivia. Questions from you again. The final ride.
Ah, crap. Another blank slate.
3 questions too many. That hurts. At Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. 2 people on the desk today. We'll be joined by a pair of people.
A pair of people.
A pair of people. Let me just get the names here again. Mike and Brett.
Like day 2 of your 12 days of Christmas.
2 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike and Brett will be by
2 Brewers Brewing.
Bear Hill Dining, Distilling, and Brewing, but they work with Jasper
Bear
Brew
Hill.
Co., Campio, which you know and you love, the pizzas. That's good. But they'll be by around 8:30.
good.
Yeah, for Beer of the Week. We might have a few cans to be sampling today. So let's get into it. 780-218-9999, Paris Jewelers inbox. I want to get to this text here, Will. Good morning, gentlemen. Stacy Brotchel just brought the fire. SD-worthy rant about the new car insurance laws. Have a great day. Hashtag Brotzel Sigh. You remember Stacy Brotzel, hey?
Do I remember Stacy Brotzel?
Thank you,
She's
Norm.
one of the finest coworkers we ever had.
Thank you for that, Norm. As you said earlier in the shows that we were doing earlier back in the fall, she'd come up and do the news, and it's
Yes.
just very pleasant to see her.
the
first thing in the morning.
nicest,
Yeah.
the nicest woman that we worked with.
As opposed to a stained coffee pot, it was a real treat in the morning to.
And kept things light and like was a positive she was a pleasure.
Great dresser. Always had a
Sharp.
great,
Very
great
sharp.
outfit.
Yeah.
The fit was great.
Loved you. Like some people early
We
in
had
the,
a connection.
early in the Lieutenant Eric days, some people didn't get it. She got it. She understood it. Remember-
Aaron Isfeld actually was pretty defensive of my position there.
Yeah. Do you remember when the dance memes were going on and we had you go down there and dance?
Yeah, Pharrell.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
They gave me a plaque.
Yeah. You're great.
Loving the Will farewell tour last Friday, last Thursday, last Wednesday. See you Monday, Will. That comes in from old Larry today.
Yeah. Everyone listening, remember when you missed me? That was nice.
We're bringing it back.
Yeah.
Barry the Cheater is in, sporting his Edmonton Sports Talk hat. Gotta love it. I just came back to Edmonton yesterday. What is this? Texas was quite different. He's got a picture of himself giving a thumbs up in some cul-de-sac. Bone dry. But as mentioned, snowfall warning. I'm looking at this. It's over Spokane right now, and it's going to be slowly trucking up northeast. 15 to 25 centimeters of snow.
We should get
you
it on
don't
the
care at all,
Chiron.
do you? Yeah. You'll be all safe in your compound there and locked up, right?
That's right.
Throwing another wood on the fire.
If anything, we shovel more snow on, so people can't get in.
You build it up. Yeah, you build it up. Gotta love it. Once again, Paris Jewelers Inbox, they got a sale going on. 'Tis the season. You'll want to check them out today. Huge selection of in-stock gifts, engagement rings for the holiday proposal. The early Black Friday sale is on now with up to 70% off. Again, American Thanksgiving next Thursday, the traditional Black Friday, but they're doing a little earlier, 70% off. And you can also flexible payment options with do not pay until 2026 in store. The 4-carat oval diamond solitaire for only $7,999.
Got it.
While quantities
Nailed
last, it will sell out. Also, a portion of the sales from the holiday collection at Paris Jewelers will be donated to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Canada. Walked past there yesterday on my wall walk, did a 2.5 laps around the old West End. It's very
10,000
hilarious.
steps?
Yeah, from 11 till 1. It's a funny time to be at the mall.
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoy it. Yeah,
Yeah.
one guy was shaving in one of those mirror columns. He was just having a shave, as you do.
It's chilly out. The mall attracts in a few different characters this time of year.
And it's not too busy.
No.
Like during the week at that time, so it's kind of neat. But check out PJ's today. 22 stores, 4 provinces across Canada, one of which being in West Edmonton Mall, so it's very convenient for you. Nasty chat humming along as well. I'm trying to avoid getting into the Oilers game last night. I don't know if you can tell the exercise.
We should probably explain why, right? We're not avoiding it because it was a horrible game. We're not avoiding it because we're trying to forestall the panic or whatever. We're avoiding it because it was the most predictable thing in the world.
We kind of knew yesterday, right? Did we not have an inkling? There was a bit of this Wild team.
To break down a 5-3 Wild win,
do we have to?
we could have written that game down last year at this time.
Yeah. I mean, the Draisaitl goal.
Oof, that was a stinker.
Let's just get into this right now. A brief morning after show, and Trev, you can pinch up if you like here. I know there's not going to be too much. Tomorrow's the game. That's the game. And it's funny that the Rangers lost last night in Calgary, getting outshot close, 49 shots for the Flames.
Yeah.
They're going to be pissed off. Yeah. That's going to be fun. Nurse is going to be back.
Mm-hmm.
Like tomorrow night's the night. Hockey night in Canada, the lights are on, the Rangers are in town. But a kind of a sleepy Thursday when you had snow flying in all day and the Wild are here. It's just kind of one of those, okay, just let's move on type of thing. That's the feel I get.
Honestly, at this point, a game that didn't result in another Oilers injury is a success.
You're taking that. I get it.
The win.
The goaltending an issue again.
Yeah, the goaltending wasn't great.
Power play issue again?
Yeah, the reason why they lost is they didn't score a power play goal. I'm sorry to break it down into real simple reasons because we want to find 25 different ones, but it's a power play that didn't produce when it needed to produce, and a goaltender who couldn't follow up a great game with, at the very least, a strong one.
JCD 780 says easiest Minnesota 3-way bet of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you, yeah. And I get it. The post-game show, GCL Diesel post-game show with Tom Gazzola, Hernan Salas last night. I get people are in the moment. You live and die and bleed for the team, and you want them to win every game.
Right.
But let's be honest here. Minnesota is a very good team. One loss, I think, on the road this season. One regulation loss. I mean, they're 9-1 or something like that.
Yeah.
They own the Wild to the Oilers are like the Oilers to the Preds.
Right.
That's what it is, and that's what you just have to expect, and you have to make peace with it. Another positive, Jeff Skinner getting a goal.
Jeff Skinner showing up on the score sheet is a good thing.
Maybe it gets the confidence going. I know it's garbage time. I know it didn't mean anything. I get that. But much like the Nugent Hopkins goal from the other night, maybe this kind of spurs something.
Like the story of last night's game is not an Oilers team that got severely outplayed. It's not, right? They outshot them. They had more shots directed on net than the Wild did.
Sure.
They won the face-off battle. There was positives in that game, but when your power play doesn't score and when your goaltending is not as good, and this is crazy to say considering the goal that was given up, but when it's not as good as the other guy at the other end of the ice, it's hard to win against a team as deep as the Minnesota Wild.
Yeah.
And the Oilers had, what is it, $17 million missing from their lineup last night?
Yeah.
Like, that's not an insignificant manpower loss.
Kasperi Kapanen in his Oilers debut, dash 1, 12 minutes and 10 seconds of ice time. He had a shot and 4
completely
hits.
forgettable.
4 hits. But
You know what he looked like? He looked like $1 million hockey player who was picked up on waivers.
yeah, that's about right. They'll plug and play as long as they can here. And Arvidsson is yesterday placed on the IR. Nurse expected back tomorrow. He's got that sporting that shiner. And Hyman nowhere to be seen. But
is it just me or do all of his teeth look like they're loose?
who? Nurse?
Nurse.
Yeah. Well, they all get...
Yeah.
Everything kind of just jumbled around.
Well, you know this very well. Like
I see a root canal in your future, Darnell.
You just lived
maybe
this.
a couple. So, look, your thoughts, 780-218-9999. I know goaltending may be one of those things, but again, this is Skinner, we don't expect... When it's above 900 save percentage, wow, look at that.
Yeah.
That's just not the norm, not the usual. And you're going to have to get used to it. It's
he was
unfortunate.
.930 the last game, which is a great goaltending performance.
Yeah.
He was, .806 last night, which is a poor goaltending performance.
808.
And all you hope for is like a 901, right?
Yeah,
like just
sure.
give us above 900.
But
man.
Stoff said they're not getting a goalie, or they won't be trading for a goalie, so I wouldn't expect that anytime soon.
No, Stuart Skinner is the exact embodiment of the Edmonton Oilers in that he's a slow starter who gets stronger as the year progresses. And so does the rest of the team.
YouTube, Trev, your thoughts on last night's performance contest, whatever you want to call it here.
I was hopeful. I was hopeful.
You should have hope.
And
it's a team that has
that.
a Connor McDavid.
Hall, Omar PRV, and Eberle. That was the.
You should always have hope.
Said this year it might
Stop
be
it.
different. It might actually be different. They might be able to do something against those Wild. But that wasn't the case last night. I think the frustration, we started to see the frustration set in the last few games, but there's a few plays last night. You haven't really seen this much of Connor McDavid where he's been, banging the stick. Like it's starting to get to the team. So it was. I mean, if you bet on the who was it that text?
JCD 780.
Good for you there. I'm looking forward. I've already forgot about last night's game. Just move on. The Rangers are in town in what have been pretty fun games over the last few years. Last year, I remember the one game pre and post was just so much fun. The Oilers with a comeback victory in that one, so it should be good. The Rangers are a really, really skilled team, and you just got to focus on that one. But yeah, it was tough. I mean, Marc-Andre Fleury, just looking at some of the numbers that they like his career against the Oilers.
There's a reason he got
in
the start last night.
and wherever he's just had the Oilers number, and now he's on the team that has had their number. So. We kind of all knew that was going to happen, and that is exactly what happened. The power play is still just a little stagnant. It's tough to watch right now.
Well, that's a power play that it's a whole team right now that you can tell the condensed schedule has affected their ability to practice. I mean, they're getting game day skates, but that is not a team that has had 3 days of good practice, which is why Connor McDavid is getting frustrated because he's not had an ability to head out onto the practice ice and correct his teammates. So they desperately need next week.
And that's what I was just about to say. The Rangers in town tomorrow night. The Oilers will make their maiden voyage to Utah Friday night. But a good week off to kind of, again, power play. You mentioned maybe heal up some wounds.
Get healthy.
Get Hyman back clicking, whatever. Arvidsson, I don't know, IR yesterday, but we'll see about that. Nurse, obviously, I mean, he'll be back tomorrow, but given another, some more time to kind of get back on track and shape things up and sharpen things up for a pretty good. I know I told you this, but December, there's an opportunity to make some hay, especially against the Pacific. You got the Golden Knights again in Vegas, a couple of games against the Golden Knights there if you choose, but you got a Sharks, Ducks, and Kings as well. So, and Senators are coming to town. Joe Sacco's Bruins, who got the 1-0 tidy win last night.
That's Sacco hockey.
Sacco hockey, baby. And a Stanley Cup rematch as well, December 16th against the Florida Panthers. So, I mean, there'll always be tests on a schedule month to month, but I think specifically regarding Pacific Division opponents next month in December, there's an opportunity here for this team. And again, we talked about the standings yesterday and how they shape up. I mean, given night to night, Just right now, the Golden Knights and Flames through 20 played 26 and 25 points. Kings also 20 played on 23. The Edmonton Oilers 21 games played, and they sit on 22. That's fourth in the Pacific. So it's all up for grabs, and the logjam just gets more jammed up in that division. That's your kind of brief morning after show. We don't need to go into the whatever. Flush the turd. I move on.
Yeah,
Tomorrow night's the night.
I usually agree with that, but it kind of wasn't a turd.
Well,
of
not
a
a
game.
turd, but I'm just saying a turd of a result.
Yes.
And again, the goals that were scored, the fluke on Fleury to begin with,
Right.
the Perry kind of deflection in, and then a late one from Skinner, which again, good for him, and maybe that gets the confidence rolling him personally.
It can't hurt.
But it was a night to you didn't get pumped.
Don't dwell on it, I guess would be the big thing.
Sure.
That there's nothing to be gleaned. Like there's no revelation from a game like that. Like if you went into that game going, the Minesota Wild are an incredibly deep team with a goaltender who seems to have the Oilers' number. You came out of that going, Minesota Wild are an incredibly deep team with a goaltender.
A great blue line.
Yeah.
A hell of a top four.
Yeah.
Forechecking great. Like just it's a good team and a great logo.
Yeah. Sure. If you're into those things.
Out of town scoreboard last night, Golden Knights 3-2 over the Senators. They remain perched atop. The Flames have won 3 in a row following, again, their win over the Rangers.
They're red hot.
Holding on 3-2 over New York. 49 shots the Flames pumping on net last night. So the Rangers will be fired up tomorrow night. Tomorrow night should be a great game. And they both, chances exchanged between the two. That'll be a lot of fun. Also last night, let's just see here. Panthers falling to the Blackhawks. You had the Blue Jackets 7-6 over the Lightning. Avalanche over the Capitals 2-1. 4 to 6 weeks for Ovechkin. Broken fibula, I do believe, on that. And the Bruins, again, 1-0 over Utah in the Joe Sacco era.
Sacco hockey.
Let's get into that's good for the Italian Center shop.
That's good.
The other thing going on last night, albeit the Raptors court was looking very good.
Yeah, with the Vince Carter... yeah, man.
The Raptor putting the ball through the legs. Are you kidding me? Come on, make that the primary logo for crying out loud. I back to that cartoon dinosaur day. I'm all over that. I'll take my money now. But that's good for the Italian Center shop.
That's good.
Hand stretched, house made dough topped with our signature sauce and the best ingredients from the deli. The Pizziolos have done the hard work, so you just need to throw them in the oven and you'll look like a hero in 10 minutes. Might need to pop down there this weekend, or maybe even before the storm today. Load up at the Italian Center shop.
I'm going to stop on the way home.
Cooking pizzas all weekend long, just in and out of the oven.
It's Friday night. The fam wants a little pizza.
Treat yourself today. Head out to the Italian Center shop. You won't be disappointed. Whether it's pizzas, pastas, just get some sauce. Too much sauce.
That's good.
When Jerry's in the thing with the third tenor. Too much sauce.
Yeah.
Right, that one, yeah.
With the pants, that's right.
The pants, yeah. Too much sauce. Yeah. That's good for me. I love a good snowball.
That's good.
That game last night was great, and we had 19 TV screens at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, and a great little crew out there. It's funny, Raider Jesse shows up. Got the square board going every Thursday, as we do. NFL jersey up for grabs. A Watt Steelers jersey yesterday, XXL. And Raider Jesse shows up.
Game worn?
He's like, with the weather, I'm forecasting better odds, right? Because it'll be, kind of want to stay home. Yeah.
Yep.
But the nasties just kept flooding in and flooding in and flooding in. Corey B, look what he brought us. I know you've been wondering what these are, but a little replica, Scalding Hot Take Smith, EST style, and a potholder's full, hand-stitched by Corey B. All homemade, believe it or not.
It's got the calluses to prove it.
Corey B, Raider Jesse, Jocelyn, no Jay. He was under the weather. Responsible move by him, staying home. Love it from you, Jay. Jay's dad,
We
though,
have a friend who could use that advice from time to time.
I'm just going to leave that hanging there. Jay's dad, John, though, did show up. So John, Jocelyn, Fergie's prostate, the Godfather, T-Roy was
T-Roy there?
slugging around. He got a plate of nachos
now
as
I
well.
wish I would have been there.
A real grand crew last night on the Perv's Perch or Lurker's Ledge
Lurker's
or
Ledge.
Sniffer's Row, whatever you want to call it. But
Jeez Louise.
no, it was a fun night, and some other people too, just showing up and kind of getting on the square board and feeling it. So we had a cozy little night down there at Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. I went on the machine again, came away a little lucky, feeling a little lucky.
Yeah. As you told me this morning, it's a science.
I'm up.
Yeah.
It is a science.
It's a science.
And I got the Bunsen burners just humming there.
He's got it all figured out.
But I love a good snow game.
Yeah. I look forward to when casino staff politely put their hand on your shoulder and ask you to come come with them.
They've identified.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll be on the cameras.
I'm sorry, sir. Could you come with us?
Keep it. Yeah. The Oilers game last night, we had it all going on, 19 TV screens. You had all the games on or whatever. And the Oilers were on, and it's just kind of, you got that first fluky going. You're like, okay, maybe something happens tonight. And then, 2-2, yeah. But then it goes on. But then the snow started falling in Cleveland, and my attention just kind of shift. I had the Oilers through one, but I was mainly focused. That snow, man, when those big flakes start flying, and then the dog pound, no less, and the camera angles, large man, no shirt on, as you do.
Yeah.
Like it was all, they were hitting all the high notes on a prime time from Cleveland. And we said that's the Browns Super Bowl last night.
And they won it.
And they won it, and Chubb had 2 touchdowns in the snow, and they beat the Steelers, and there was a bit of a fight. I mean, it ended on a Hail Mary that never was, and it was just, it had it all, man. That's football, baby. Week 12 prime time. I was loving it. That's good.
That's good.
Yeah, so I mean, if you caught some of that, let me know. I mean, that's just...
Tell you what, I started this morning not having any interest in what your evening was. Now I'm jealous I wasn't there. You painted a hell of a picture.
I invited you.
I know.
You're always invited.
Well, am I though?
Hopefully this season does not also require 16 and 8 game heaters that comes in from Jimbo. Well, it might.
Why? Do you hate 16 and 8 game heaters?
Why? Those are fun.
Like, what's the problem with that?
JCD 780 says, I bought tickets to the Caps game in January, and the next day Ovi got injured. Sad face. Hope you got them on fansfirst.ca. Buy fans for fans, no fees. Hope overrated, Loomis says. There's your first problem. Somebody come at YouTube. Trevor for the top rope for having hope. JCD 780 says, I think we underestimated how much Evander Kane means to this lineup.
Who underestimated that?
That's a weird... yeah.
Who out there underestimated it? If you,
all the haters.
If you're sitting there going, I didn't know that Evander Kane was so valuable, I think you've been missing it since he joined the Oilers. Like he has been the missing ingredient for this team since he was acquired.
Yeah,
that is
a healthy yes. Evander Kane, though,
well,
not a.
But that's
45%.
Like you've noticed when he hasn't been 100% as well.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
This team. Well, actually, I hadn't even considered Evander Kane. Yeah, they had like $20 million, $23 million missing from their line, $22 million missing,
and a lot of
lineup.
age in that lineup too.
Yeah, like you take any team in the NHL, remove $20 million from their cap in roster players, and see how well they do, or at least see how consistent they can be.
YouTube Trev is the type of optimistic fan everyone should strive to be. That comes in from Lacombe Drew. Ryan from Saskatchewan says, Mini is a really good team that's almost $15 million under the cap because of dead money.
Yeah.
Most of that comes off their books next season. They have all of their picks for 25-26, and they're doubled up from round 3 to 6. Look out. And a healthy Jared Spurgeon as well, I think, goes a long way with that lineup. Tube Sock says, it's games like that make me annoyed that some people want to move the CFL season up earlier. And yeah, to hell with your domes. To all the dome it, build a dome it. No. Tough football, baby. The rain sucks. I get it. But you can have rain in the spring, in the summer, whatever. Nobody likes watching a game in rain. But football, when it's cold and snowy, damn, that's good.
That's good.
Thank you. Let's get to a sports update now from YouTube Trev for Nisku Glass. The Lieutenant Eric show as well, presented by Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen. Go in there today, warm up with a little chicken, get some chicken, head home. They've got the deal right now going on. Let me just find it here. It's the big box, 2-piece signature chicken, 2 regular sides, and a biscuit with an option for a drink. So warm your belly with a little Popeye's Louisiana Chicken Studios. We warm ourselves. It's got the fire on there. Trev's got a sports update. Lieutenant Eric Will Fraser in for Dustin Nielson. This is the Nielson Show, EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
The Oilers fall in last night's game 5-3 against the Minesota Wild, but the Orange and Blue will be back in action on Saturday when they host the New York Rangers. Puck drop for that one goes at 8 o'clock. Elsewhere in the NHL last night, Flames edged the Rangers 3-2, outshooting New York 49-29. Vegas hangs on to beat Ottawa 3-2. The Avs over the Capitals 2-1 as Alex Ovechkin is slated to miss 4 to 6 weeks with a broken fibula. Sharks fall to the Blues 3-2 in a shootout. Joe Sacco era has officially begun last night in Boston with a 1-0 Bruins shutout over Utah. Jersey double up on Carolina 4-2. Blackhawks 3-1 over the Panthers. Columbus wins in an absolute barn burner 7-6 is the score. And Detroit rally past the Islanders 2-1. Staying in hockey, but over to the WHL, Oil Kings' 3-game homestand continues tonight against the Tigers and wraps up Sunday against the Rebels in the Teddy Bear Toss game. Speaking of Teddy Bear Toss, the Golden Bears host the Saskatchewan Huskies from the Drake tonight in their first ever Teddy Bear Toss. Puck drop goes at 7 o'clock. And the NFL Week 12 kicked off last night as Nick Chubb ran for a pair of scores. The Browns knocked off the Steelers 24-19. Pittsburgh drops to 8-3 on the season. And to finish things off in the association, Raptors with a 110-105 home court victory over the T-Wolves to improve to 4-12 on the season. Lakers fall at home 118 to Orlando. The action picks up tonight in the Emirates NBA Cup with 8 games. The Sports Update is brought to you by Nisku Glass. We want to thank EST and all the listeners and viewers, and what better way to do that than give them a deal. Mention Edmonton Sports Talk or present your Nasty Club membership for a 10% discount on windshields, glass, or any of your window and door orders. Call us today to get that ugly broken windshield replaced or to start planning your winter and spring renovation projects now.
The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Joe. Just no feeling.
6:33. It is a Friday installment of the Lieutenant Eric Show. Once again, coming at you live from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio, presented by South Ford Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot. Out in Fort Saskatchewan today, Lieutenant Eric, Will Fraser, YouTube Trev. People are going to miss you, man. Loomis says, also, Will Fraser, I have come to really appreciate you on the show and will be sad when you're free.
I've come to appreciate you.
Free agent, though, hey? Do you will you appear on some
Going to
other
the highest bidder
shows or anything like that? You kind of go around, hey? Like appear on...
No, honestly, the truth is this
This is all you have, yeah.
This is all I want.
Okay, yeah. That's
I show up for you and Dustin because I love you and Dustin. I show up for Matthew Owanek because I pity Matthew Owanek, and that's about it.
You're really helping out, and we appreciate it. We appreciate your time.
Oh.
We're going to get to the crack pack for Wayne's here briefly. I want to get to this, too, and this flew across the desk this morning. The Winter Val, a free, family-friendly holiday event on historic 104th Street north of Jasper Avenue, which includes live music, wagon rides, crafts, a holiday market, cocktails.
Holy shnikes.
Santa Claus will be there and much more.
Holy shnikes.
That's going on
So 104th and what?
tomorrow, 3 to 8. 104th Street north of Jasper, just 104th. 104th North Jasper, and Ice District Plaza. Ice District Plaza.
Oh, Ice District. Okay.
Well, you go up to 104th, you hear the ho, 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 and the jingling of the bells, and you just kind of go towards that. There will be some performances, some music.
That's great.
DJ Johnny Infamous, I'm seeing here, 7 to 8. That's kind of your nightcap. 5 to 5:45, Mela Freak, Afrofusion Band. Major Love, a moniker of Colleen Brown, soulful folk rock music. Solo folk rock from 6 to 6:45. Basically, what I'm getting here in the main event is Tommy Gazzola will be at Kelly's Pub tomorrow for, I do believe, the GCL Diesel pregame show, pre and post probably, Oilers and Rangers tomorrow night.
Nice.
So if you're going to the game, planning to go to the game, make it a day. Make it a day's event, 3 to 8 tomorrow. Once again, 104th Street, Ice District Plaza, the Winter Val. It's free. It's family friendly. And once again, cocktails, Santa, a holiday market, wagon rides. I mean, crafts. You got the whole shebang there.
One of the best things that this city did in the last 10 years was its Winter City development.
Yeah.
In that, and I honestly believe in this. If you are someone who lives in this area, and you're like, I hate winter, you're living in the wrong part of the world.
It amazes me when people, I just don't get it.
Trust
I don't
me,
get it.
If you hate going outside because it's cold and you just stay inside, it doesn't make you better. If you just bundle up,
I could dress warm. Just dress warm.
you just bundle
You'll be
up
fine.
and you don't have to stay out all day. Just say, I'm going to give it 1 hour. Get out there. Honestly, it'll revolutionize the way that you feel about this city if you would just get outside in the wintertime. It is such a better place to live if you just go out and experience the city as a winter city.
It's fun.
Because it's a great place
fun.
to be. It's outside.
Jasmine in the nasty chat. Don't tell Will Santa will be there. You and the old Saint Nick got a bit of a
Imposter.
yeah. I'm on to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Who is that man? I just want horse-drawn wagon rides, Edmonton Cocktail Week pop-up, winter patios, drink specials, so that type of thing.
Fantastic.
If you've never been, I went to the Growly one year. They too had the you put your ski pants on and everything. They got the heated lamp, but you sit outside having a nice beer in your winter gear. And
Yes.
it's fun. Roots and Rhythm Christmas with Sika Sings, craft sing-alongs, glow in the dark Christmas room, letters to Santa.
Yep.
Will. Indoor holiday market, so that's nice. You can kind of browse with a little warmth, I guess, out of the brass tactics on ice. You know them from the games. The Oilers house band will be on skates at the Ice
wild.
District
That's
Plaza,
great.
skating around playing a tuba.
This sounds
hey?
like a great day.
It's a carnival, but a winter val.
Yeah.
Maple. Here you go. Now we're
cooking with
Maple
gas.
Shack taffy pulling.
It's been a long time since I pulled some taffy.
Ice carving, which is good.
Yep.
They got the chainsaws. Those guys can make guys and gals, but they can make some stuff. Photos of Santa for yourself, kids, family, or pups. So, Will, you can get down, see the Jolly Man in red, pull some taffy,
Yep.
and listen to the brass tactics skate around on ice.
Yeah.
Listen, it's all going on.
Either go online, walk into basically any winners in the city. Go find yourself some of the foot warmer, the hot paws.
Hot paws, yeah.
And then get them for the hands.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you just did that, it'll change your life.
Feel
to
great.
be outside.
Yeah.
Like if you can keep the feet and the hands warm, a little toque on the head, you're going to be great.
I'm actually now.
And I promise you, it'll blow you away at how much more you love this city if you just experience it in all of its seasons.
I'm in the market right now for some long underwear. I'm looking around. Yeah.
I'll help you with that. Let's do that after the show today.
Love it. If you didn't write all of that down,
You'll have to try it on though.
if you didn't write all that down that I said, you can visit edmontondowntown.com/winterval, VAL, Winterval, like Carnival, for the full schedule and details. So that's going on once again tomorrow, 3 to 8. Of course, you can kind of start it whenever you like, but the festivities get underway 3 to 8. That leads up to the Oilers-Rangers game, and Tommy Gazzola live at Kelly's. Pop in at Kelly's.
I never
sit
knew.
at the
I
Wood.
had no idea. That sounds great.
Yeah. And again, but Tommy at Kelly's is kind of the main. It's not mentioned in that Winter Val, but that's what it is.
Wow.
That's what
At
it
a
is.
certain point, you do need to warm up. And trust me, heading in and seeing a little Tommy Gazzola,
Well, the place is like Cheers.
that'll get you warm.
It's like Cheers. It's great. We thank Quinn, the commission, as well. She's a big part of this. So, yeah, Winter Val, tomorrow, 3 to 8.
Nice.
Ice District. Get it in ya. 780-218-9999. Grumpy Cat says, if Glue Guy is ever ill, Reed and Will be a wild show. Would you'd do a little Reed, hey? Would you and Wilkins? You guys?
I feel like we would get along too well, and it would something would happen, and we would become bitter enemies.
I
You
like
know what
it.
I mean?
I'm tuning in.
And everyone would be horrified. They'd be like, stop it! Stop it! You love each other! Stop this!
Barry the Cheater, quite apt. I feel like we missed out on the opportunity for a full fisheye lens show. Can you pop up the fisheye lens quickly, Trev? I know you're...
There it is.
Yeah, I love this. What a shot, hey? You get the full...
Sure.
You see it all.
You can see down my blouse.
Yeah, I mean...
Bunch of perverts.
Iwanic will probably get real mad. We'll probably get a very curt email. I don't want to...
We've talked about
think?
this.
I don't know. I don't want to get you in...
No, keep it on the one.
I mean, the end of the day, I am more than willing to take the blame.
You are in control.
This
You're
is for
driving the bus.
I'm producing this bad boy.
Yeah. You got broad
Nasties,
shoulders.
Let me know if this is what you want to see.
Trev, you know better than this.
Don't give in to peer pressure, Trev.
Did they believe?
What did I tell you?
What did I tell you?
You know what?
They'll try to
Nasties-
bully you, Trev.
Yep.
Don't let them.
Don't let them. Don't give in.
Stand up for yourself.
Yep. Drop a comment. Do you want this for the rest of the show? Is that okay, Lieutenant Eric and Will?
It's always been a fantasy of mine, but
fantasy
it is
baby.
Friday. It's your final show.
Friday,
Like,
except
I don't
for
know.
like with
the guests and stuff. Yeah. Sobeys. Yeah, you're right. I mean, but just when we're kind of yakking around 6 o'clock hour. I mean,
I
why
want
not?
it from Dwayne from Tway.
Everybody wants it, of course.
I want the old controversial
doing it.
original Sportsnet anchor desks where you could see everyone's legs at all times.
Yeah. Loomis says he pays the premium for this camera view. Well,
That's right. Wait a second, you're giving it away for free? What's my $5 a month for then?
Jimbo texted, I think you've had enough, Mr. Peterson. My chiropractor says I can't carry you home anymore. Great cheers, but Simpsons drop. I love you, Jimbo. God, you made my Friday with that one. Big Slam Nasty says, morning Nasties, let's have a Friday. Let's do it indeed. I mean, again, Oilers Rangers tomorrow night. We don't have to. They played the Wild last night. We've again. You're quite right. It's not a turd, but let's just flush the toilet. Maybe it's a clear piss. Let's
Yes.
say that. Is that a good?
Yeah.
Right? Like it's.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it, but you move on, hey?
You don't dwell on it. You're right.
Yeah. Norman
You
to Combine.
Don't leave it in the bowl. There's nothing
No.
to examine here.
We need a Will and Millard team up. Ha 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 ha. Dean Millard yesterday on the Hangout. Stealing all that oxygen from that room.
How about him? It was like
he is fire.
It was like he was at a monster truck show. Hey, you'll pay for the whole seat, but you only need the edge.
Most people relax in those chairs. That's what we kind of got them for. But he is not.
He
sitting
was
back.
ready to come off of that thing.
Yeah, Lacombe Drew. Let's be honest. Phrase will be there on Monday. Dusty is grounded for at least 2 weeks. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised either.
Okay.
The punishment.
Okay, you know who he sounds like? He sounds like me setting up an Oilers game. Come on, we know they've suffered too many injuries.
Paris Steelers inbox.
We don't need your rational explanations for things.
Get a text in like that, and you could be going to A&W today as well. $20 to A&W. They are now serving their Pret, which means
Ready in French.
100% organic coffee. You can get a small $1 coffee right now, or a $2 small latte until November 24th. So that's 2 days away. You got 2 days for this outstanding deal. With Pret's sustainably farmed beans, A&W is raising the coffee bar across Canada and lowering the price. Once again, $1 small coffee, $2 small latte from your nearest A&W today. Offer available in restaurants and on the mobile app. Latte only available at the A&W Brew Bar location. So
That's a good read, buddy. That's a really good read.
Aye.
Nice job.
780-218-9999, and you could be off to A&W. $20 to A&W for text of the day today, which we'll announce at the end of the show. I promise no more Atif songs. I know this is your final show. He could have done another song for you today, but we won't. We won't.
Oh, now you're saying no.
We're not doing
Now
that
you're saying
anymore.
no.
We're not doing that stuff. Ryan from Saskatchewan says more like a foamy asparagus piss.
Oh, Ryan from Saskatchewan. Okay.
Ho Chi Will, Bones says, in your comrade Will phrase. Yeah.
But you know what? That's probably more accurate.
Let's get into the crack pack for Wayne's right now. Wayne's sports cards. Check them out
This
today.
is great. This is great.
Do you want to open it? I want to open it.
Yes,
We
I
can't
think
open
you
it.
should. The way that you crunch the numbers, I think we might actually be late.
Well, look, you've put up with a lot doing this show. You're coming in on your
So
free
much.
time.
So much.
You've been teased that, hey, you're done now. Dusty's back tomorrow. Dusty's back tomorrow. Dusty was supposed to bring these in. He's got 2 of them in his vehicle.
Yeah. Do it.
We would be forgiven if we
Do it.
did, right? Like if we
Do it,
weren't
do it, do it,
supposed
do it.
to, right? It's the Advent calendar for Wayne Sports Cards. You can check them out today. Same as the Italian Center shop on the West End. Westgate Boston Pizza, that mini mall across from the West End.
For
Mall.
those of you
Great place.
only listening, it's a green box with sort of an abstracty white Christmas tree scribble.
It's like a box you'd buy some winter boots in, but not the volume of which you could fit boots in.
with a
but-
little star on top.
Yep. Go to Wayne's, tell them EST sent you, and ask for the Advent calendar. Each box contains 24 hockey packs. Unwrap the fun every day. Hobby, retail, and special packs. So 24 packs. Today's November 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I feel like Kevin McAllister
6, 7,
right now.
8, 9, 10.
Hey,
12,
Buzz.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 gets us to December 20.
So we have to do it.
We have to.
today.
That's what
and
I
in fact,
said.
we are behind.
That's what
Yes.
I said. I think we
Boys.
Yeah.
Boys.
Trevor's nervous. Trevor doesn't like this.
Well, I do feel like we're kind of getting in the cookie jar here. Can you open that, Dad? You got that? Yeah, I mean.
I think we need a knife of some sort. Anyone got it? Yeah, you need a knife right there.
BS. Oh, that's easy.
Why am I? Why would I lie to you about this?
Use my pen. My pen.
Don't we have a?
There we go. Nope, got it.
Got her.
First time.
Okay. Now that flips up.
Oh, look at this. The advent calendar
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Wayne's. Check them out today. Wayne Sports Cards. So all these like little kind of like fry boxes here. So find one.
Is it just like they're numbered?
Yeah.
aren't they?
It's
We
great.
Need to find.
Here's one.
Okay.
You want to do, and there's two and
Do you want
three.
to do 2 and 3?
Well, there's three of us here, and I think we are behind.
My goodness.
Right? Come on, boys.
Justin's gonna be so upset.
Here, Trev, you take one because you're number one.
In everyone's hearts.
You're a number two.
No, I totally am a big brown one. Yeah.
Once again, the advent calendars from Wayne's. This is fun. There are lots of types of advent calendars. If you light an advent wreath at home, good for you. But there's the beer ones, the chocolate ones, all that stuff. You don't want to be chocolate first thing, that dark chocolate. The beer, we've talked about that too. Great idea, but sometimes you're getting beers you don't, maybe
Beer should be refrigerated.
a peanut butter IPA.
Especially a craft beer. It should
But you
be
don't know what you're
refrigerated.
getting. This, if you're a collector, you're getting something in here. Like
Yeah.
there's something in here
And
that
also,
you're
if
going to
you
love.
forget this in the trunk of your car for a month, nothing is ruined.
Great gift. Yeah. So for the collector in your life, Wayne Sports Cards, again, ask for the advent calendar. Tell them EST sent you.
Okay.
I have a 2021 Extended Series Young Guns. McKinnon on the front. Looking forward to this one.
I have a 21-22 upper deck hockey credentials.
Okay. McDavid on the
McDavid
can't
on
go
the
wrong
cover.
there. Yeah.
Look for hard signed 2021 and 21-22 rookie cards.
Okay. And Trev, what do you got here?
Got 2019-20 Upper Deck Series 1 Young Guns.
Upper Deck.
Sidney Crosby.
Crosby on the front. Okay,
Crosby on the front.
All right,
Sidney Kid.
boys. Let's get cracking. It is the
Yes.
Crack Pack Wayne Sports Cards. God, this is fun. See, isn't this fun? Having a crack with boys
goodness.
here. It's,
As we all
that's what
get
they say in
into-
Ireland. Hey, having a crack.
Oh, having a crack at you.
Having a crack.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, what do we got here? William Carrier,
that's-
Braden Coburn, Josh Anderson, Max
You're excited by
Pacioretty.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this one. I'm striking. I'm hitting gold. Oh, I'm hitting gold.
I got a Jay Beagle.
Actually,
I'm hitting gold.
Matt Nieto, Billy Huso.
More gold. Holy shnikes, guys.
Come on, what are you doing?
I went 6 for 6.
BS.
I did.
'Kay, well-
Are you ready?
Yes.
Ryan Getzlaff.
Oh, that's very nice.
retired.
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 It's not nice to say about someone, but anyways. Tim Stutzel.
Okay, love it. These are nice looking cards. That
Max Pacioretty.
I also got a Patches.
I have
Look at
a
the shine.
Star of the Night rookie, Quentin Byfield.
Whoa. Star of the night.
Yeah.
Credentials.
Kale McCarr.
Jeez.
What?
Nathan McKinnon.
Wow.
I crushed.
It said number 2 on the
I
box, but that is
crushed.
far from anything number 2.
I absolutely crushed this.
That was a very.
Oh, man, I'm pumped.
Man, Trev, you got any hits? You got the first
Yeah.
pack. First day, first pack.
Daniel Sprong,
Sprung.
Thomas Chabot, Chris Tierney, Seth Jones still with Columbus Blue Jackets,
Okay.
Victor Arvidsson
As a
Pred.
All right.
Look at the gloss on these bad boys. Wow, I love that shine. Then you got Louis Eriksson. Don't know if he's still in the league. Don't think so.
Shouldn't be.
Hampus Lindholm. He's playing for the Bruins now. But
Joe
he's-
Sacco's Bruins.
Yeah, Ducks there. And to
played
finish
Sacco
things
hockey.
off, he's currently injured on the Edmonton Oilers. Darnell Nurse.
Darnell Nurse, not bad.
Dr.
Okay.
25.
Yeah. Not bad. But seriously, I got 6.
Horrendous shirt.
I got 6 that everyone else would be Needhams. Right? I got 'ems.
Yep. What about you, Lieutenant Eric?
No, I didn't get much here.
Yeah.
Max Patrick. No, I got the dud here, Max. But that's the thing. Each and every day you could be up, you could be down, you could be up. Max Pacioretty, Jay Beagle, Cedric Paquette, Matt Nieto, Billy Huso, William Carrier, Braden Coburn, and Josh Anderson. No real hits.
I'm trying to think.
This is just a base set. This is a base set.
Would I
pack.
trade any of my 6
No,
for
you wouldn't,
any
and
of
nor
them?
should you.
No.
I would have to load up. I'm looking at trading half of my pack right now. I'll give you a Jay
even-
Beagle,
Even
Jay
the
Beagle and a
Quentin
Cedric
Byfield rookie
Paquette.
card. Quentin Byfield, that's a solid rookie card. man.
Absolutely. And it's one of the subsets there.
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
Oh, man. Sorry,
Trade
guys.
Louis Erickson for Cale McCarr.
Yeah, that's about right.
If you ask
Who do you
politely,
think I am?
Please?
The Vancouver Canucks?
Ooh.
Put in.
There you have the crack pack for Wayne's Sports Cards. Check them
Whoa.
out today. Get the advent calendar. It's fun. Look at all this.
Yeah, there's...
Each day you get a little box to open. It's fun. It's good for the kids.
Oh my
Everybody's involved.
Kids aren't touching these. They'll get their fingerprints all over them. Put the gloves on, son.
651 780-218-9999. Sounds like a bunch of Ontarians laugh out loud. LTE that comes in from Joel. I didn't check on the birthplaces of most of those players, but it's not the first kind of. Do we look where they're born? Like I don't know.
I didn't know we still did that.
I didn't know either.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that was... Call me progressive, but I didn't know in hockey we still cared.
Chris G says LTE, that pack is crack. Yeah, no, they're not all. I mean, again, it's not a science.
Yeah, much
as
like
opposed
crack.
to going to the casino.
Sometimes,
yeah.
Sometimes you got the bad rock.
Bad batch. Yeah, exactly. Big Uke says I had a crack with the boys once. Worst trip ever. Sheldon S. My ex has made millions and been on the news about creating the first cannabis advent calendar. Millions.
Millions.
And then he says, "Doe, hit the."
Oh, he keeps potting me down. Rightfully so.
Oh, I love it.
You know what that's Matthew Owanik's training right there.
Yeah.
That
Well,
is.
gotta keep
there's
that board
some
clean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Keep
some
that-
real wisdom.
Keep those faders where they should be. Yeah. Hour number 1 about to wrap up. Hour number 2, we get a little more businessy. Chris Johnston will be by, of course, of TSN and The Athletic. We'll get his thoughts on the Oilers' loss to the Wild. Set up Oilers-Rangers tomorrow night and the rest of the NHL picture. Cool Bet Canada hotline of the day. The key word for the EST flyaway to LA. That'll be coming up at 7:25. We are now under a week away from the draw. That'll be next Friday. And your last chance to qualify will be next Thursday. So not a lot of time going for that. 4 times a day. Also tomorrow on Hello Hockey with Gazzola and Belzy, the
Hello,
fan
hockey.
zone. Hello hockey, right? You gotta, like,
Oh yeah.
just like the Good Morning Vietnam, right? You wake
is that
people
what
up.
you thought? I thought
Well,
it was more of a hello nurse.
same thing. Fan Zone for fans first at 7:30, and Herm Edwards will be by for Pro Am Sports. The full Week 12 NFL slate will recap the Thursday nighter and set up what he thinks will be going down in the National Football League this weekend. 780-218-9999. Scuba Steven says, "Where the heck is Dusty?" I feel like we need to.
Where the heck have you been?
Every 5 minutes, you should interject with whatever I am talking about or saying, or we have a guest on and provide
Where
a
the heck
Dustin
is
update.
Dusty? Is it just me, or has Dustin been missing a few shows?
Would you like to take this one?
Yeah.
Please. I mean,
Dustin Nielson came down with some sort of a respiratory virus.
Yes.
Sounds like it got pretty deep in the
month
lungs
ago.
there, about a month ago. And he has progressively fought every chance he can to get better.
that's it.
Until finally his wife put her foot down and decided that he had to take all of his medicine.
Yes. And he wasn't going to take all of his
And he
medicine.
was
Trying
not.
to come back sooner for you, Scuba Steve.
Yeah,
but then he
for
got in
you
trouble. He got
sickos.
caught. He got caught.
He was like, you know what? I think I'll just not take my medicine
So I could come back.
so I can come back.
That's the dedication that your leader has here. That's
Sure.
what he wants.
Dedication
He
might
wants
be
to
it.
forego his own health, forego the prescription, say nuts to that.
Yeah.
I need to come back.
I think he hates the medicine because it actually makes him sleep.
Yeah, and then when you sleep, you miss too much stuff.
That's right.
I'll miss a LeBron James triple-double at, quarter to midnight or whatever it is.
He's a nighttime snacker. That's what it is. He hates it because that's dusty time. When the rest of the house is asleep, that's dusty time.
Doesn't sign text guy says, did Schwartz get blackmail on Dustin as well? The fan zone. We're not in the fan zone yet, but I mean, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Fergie's Prostate says, it sucks when I can't get a conch or an A&W gift certificate. Can we conch old Ian there?
Yeah, let me just...
He was on fine form last night at the casino.
What?
There you go, Fergie. Oh, wow. A little extra there for you, too.
I think we fired it at the same time, didn't we?
I love it. Dueling conches here. Wait, Dusty's been gone? I thought he was just flooding the rink, Chris says. We will need an ODR update. Do you think He's got the boards up out there. The hose, the whole bit. He's got to have the rink up, right?
He has left detailed instructions for his son.
Marshall beckons him to his bedside. Daddy. Yes, Daddy.
Marshall.
Yeah. Come closer. Come closer. The ODR. I need to give it to you.
You have to put the membrane down.
The plans. I do like that scenario. Yeah, Marshall. You got it, Marshall. We believe in you. I'm sure you can do it. You've seen the master
Daddy,
working up.
I don't care. Don't say that to me. This is all I have, Marshall. Please. Just flood the rink for me. I need this.
The damp cloth over the forehead. He's just dabbing him. Will reminds me of William Wallace from Braveheart. He shoots fireballs directly out of his ass, Chris G says. Dusty time is probably what Dusty got sick. Guy can't survive on 3 hours of sleep a night with his schedule. Penner's Pancakes.
Right.
Look, I don't know if you're cracking the case here, Penner's Pancakes, but yeah, no duh. Can I get a conch for Will Fillion? Fergie's prostate says. Yeah, conch dealer.
Oh, that's enough of that.
Wide shot show. Amishman 19 says.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we love it. That's when Dusty's away, we shall play a bit as much as we can.
That's us.
Please
Bunch of little mites.
Please don't do that anymore. If you want me to try out long underwear with you later on today,
Yeah,
you got to keep that little
Gotta mind
impression
the
at
old
bay.
P's and Q's.
Yeah. We will not be doing that. 780-218-9999. ODR Norman Combine says. Don't laugh at him. It's probably tearing him apart. He'll have the Spengler to go to as well soon. That season beckons in about 4 weeks' time.
That's going to make Tam super happy.
After this weekend, we're only 4 weekends away from Christmas.
Actually, I shouldn't say that. Tam is probably so sick of him at this point that she is looking forward to his abandonment.
She's this close to going on her own medication.
Yeah, exactly.
For dustinitis, right?
Yeah. Their kitchen is just empty wine bottles at this point. Tam's been self-medicating with Dustin home.
Little peanut Gregory, eh? Yeah.
Usually I don't start till 4, but it's 4 o'clock somewhere, am I right?
6:58. Let's get to a sports update here. We'll be back with Chris Johnston of TSN. Maybe get to him a little early here. It's Lieutenant Eric Will Fraser for at least one more day here on the Nielson Show, presented by Southford Chevrolet. YouTube Chev's got a sports update right now here on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
The Oilers fall in last night's game 5-3 against the Minesota Wild, but the Orange and Blue will be back in action tomorrow night when they host the New York Rangers. You can join Tom Gazzola for GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage starts at 7 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Elsewhere in the NHL, Flames edge the Rangers 3-2, outshooting New York 49-29. Vegas hangs on to beat Ottawa 3-2. The Avs over the Capitals 2-1 as Alex Ovechkin is slated to miss 4 to 6 weeks with a broken fibula. Sharks fall to the Blues 3-2 in a shootout. The whole Joe Sacco era has officially begun in Boston last night with a 1-0 Bruins shutout over Utah. Jersey double up on Carolina 4-2. Blackhawks 3-1 over the Panthers. Columbus wins an absolute barn burner 7-6 as the score. Detroit rally past the Islanders 2-1. Staying in hockey, but over to the WHL, Oil Kings' 3-game homestand continues tonight against the Tigers and wraps up Sunday against the Rebels in the Teddy Bear Toss game. Speaking of Teddy Bear Toss, the Golden Bears host the Saskatchewan Huskies from the Drake tonight in their first ever Teddy Bear Toss. Puck drop goes at 7 o'clock. In the NFL, Week 12 kicked off last night as Nick Chubb ran for a pair of scores. The Browns knocked off the Steelers 24-19. Pittsburgh drops to 8-3 on the season. And to finish things off in the association, Raptors with a 110-105 home court victory over the T-Wolves to improve to 4-12 on the season. Lakers fall at home 119-118 to Orlando, and the action picks up tonight in the Emirates NBA Cup with 8 games. The Sports Update brought to you by Green Plan, providing you with award-winning environmental and consulting services, whether it's municipal, industrial, or residential. Plan it right with Green Plan. Visit greenplan.com or give them a call at 780-455-4292.
say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Dusty and Eric and all of the bad cats like Brzezinski and Noodles. Captain can gauge it. If it's a fun but a cool band to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday mandate. Shaggy's always on time. Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number one in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some hot takes and we wanna hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I wanna kiss away? Beat left the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about the games? Macramel, Rapapo, Dragger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the north. All about him being in person, Dusty go forth. What say you? AM Nasty crew. We got the Nielson show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
7:02, you are tuned into the Lieutenant Eric Show with Will Fraser for at least one more day here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Isn't it ironic?
Providing you the sports updates as well. We are under a snowfall warning for Edmonton area. 15 to 25 centimeters of the white stuff expected later today. And
there's only one thing I hate about that: the white stuff. Thanks for doing
you
that.
love it. That's why I said it. That's why I said it, because I knew you'd hate it.
Stuff.
The white stuff. Oh yeah, the S word.
The S word. The white stuff.
Whatever. Enjoy it. Minus 12.
Snow. Just snow.
Minus 12 for a high. Once again, if you missed it, the Winter Vol going down tomorrow, 3 to 8, Ice District Plaza. You got the Santa Claus, horse-drawn wagon rides, craft fair, all that stuff. Anything you think of Christmas, it's going to be there. And leading up to the main event, that's Tom Gazzola Kelly's Pub, getting you set for Rangers and Oilers tomorrow night with the GCL Diesel pregame show and a postgame show knocking it down. This show presented, as always, by Southford Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot today. www.southfordchevrolet.com. Let's get to our first guest of the day, Chris Johnston of TSN and The Athletic. He is brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. Find details about their private signing with Corey Perry, where you can submit your items or select from theirs on the website located in Edmonton, corner of St. Albert Trail and 128th Ave, or online at proamsports.ca. And we welcome in Chris this morning. Chris, welcome back to the show. We appreciate your time as always. Corey Perry last night in the Oilers.
Nice game, actually. Good game.
Exactly. I mean, a bright spot. It's funny that he pops up in the liner, but we were doing the show yesterday previewing this game. The Minesota Wild to the Oilers are much like the Oilers are to the Preds right now in current history. You weren't expecting too much. I think we got what we were expecting last night, but this Wild team, full credit to them. The blue line, the goaltending, the whole bit. Just a masterful hockey and a great road record as well. But just your thoughts pulling from last night's game, a 5-3 loss by the Oilers on home ice.
It's funny. To me, it's been a bit of a surprising season on a number of levels, and I would have the Wild as a positive surprise for me. I didn't see this start that they've had coming. They were kind of felt like stuck in the mushy middle. They're still in this period where they have all that money tied up in the Suter and Parise buyouts, and that limits kind of what they can do to add to their roster. But they've really taken a step this season, right from the opening 10-game stretch there. They were the last team, I think, to lose a regulation game, and they've kept that momentum going. So. The up is down a little bit in the league right now. We've got, Vancouver, Edmonton teams kind of in the middle. We got Boston firing a coach probably sooner than I ever would have guessed. Nashville at the bottom of the league. I mean, there's a bit of a shakeup, and the Wild are a tough opponent. And as you mentioned, that history with the Oilers probably doesn't help. You said you didn't have a lot of good vibes heading into it, and you probably don't have too many coming out of that game either.
I mean, there are a few, I guess, but goaltending remains a bit of an issue that fans here will crow on about, and Stuart Skinner's save percentage and such. And I think when you look at the numbers, too, in terms of chances and maybe low-danger chances, the amount that this tandem let in, it leads me to my next question as well. And we kind of asked Darren Dreger on Monday, how busy is his phone and how much buzzing is going on? American Thanksgiving is next Thursday, and we usually talk about the time, maybe tongue in cheek sometimes, about the first marker of the season. I mean, every team's still kind of in it, I guess you could argue as well, where we're still young into the season. But what are you hearing in terms of the Oilers? And I mean, I know some people are tossing cold water on the whole goaltending acquisition. Some people want to see them maybe look to the Sharks and prize something out of there. But what are you seeing for the Oilers in terms of, a top six forward? Scoring right now is an issue. The shooting percentage should kind of come back. But, we all thought, a top four right D-man. But where are you kind of seeing the Oilers, and how do you rank kind of that shopping list as it stands today?
Well, my sense of Edmonton when it comes to the trade front is that they do want to be patient. Obviously we're able to add a guy like Kasperi Kapanen off waivers. I mean, they're still tinkering around the margins here and dealing with some injuries in the moment, but I don't get the feeling that even though it's been sort of an up and down start and even because of those injuries, anyone feels like they have internally that they have to make a big move. I still think the blue line is where they're going to be focused on ultimately when it comes time to make a deal. Now, the goaltending situation will have to be monitored. I mean, it's hard to ignore, basically now at the quarter pole of the season, what the numbers suggest, where some of the struggles have been. I think that Skinner in particular has earned a little more runway here to sort that out. But, I don't think we can rule it out as a possibility before the trade deadline that they could be looking to bolster things in that department if it doesn't turn. But, I think that they want to try to let everything settle, to find some version of the game that obviously they tapped in through, large swaths of last season. And I don't think that they're panicking as much inside the office as some people might be on the streets.
Tomorrow night's game should be a cracker. I mean, that's the Rangers falling close to 49 shots for the Flames in their win over the Rangers last night. They'll be coming in here buzzing. Darnell Nurse expected to return in the lineup after last week's, Ryan Reeves incident there. That's just appointment viewing tomorrow night between these two. That's why I kind of want to get past that Minnesota game and just kind of focus on this Rangers game. And good timing for the Oilers as well, getting this week off next week and then visiting Utah on Friday. Probably couldn't have come at a better time.
Yeah, I mean, that break in the schedule, everyone's got to find something to do for a couple nights, but, it's probably helpful for the guys, nursing those injuries, getting a little healthier, chance to practice too. I mean, this league, the schedule is so compressed this season with the Four Nations tournament that, a common complaint I've heard is that there just isn't enough practice time. And so, you're right. I think it sets up as a great Saturday night game. And then, there's a little bit of a chance to catch your breath on the other side of it.
What can you tell us about this Rangers team, kind of specifically? As I mentioned last night, a loss in Calgary to the Flames, who've won 3 in a row. But I mean, I just kind of look at that 49 shots. I'm kind of like, that's strange and odd. But what can you tell the fans out here about what kind of Rangers team we might expect tomorrow night down at Rogers Place?
Well, they had a really good start out of the gate, and they've kind of hit a patch here. They've had some struggles of late, and it's kind of there's a lot of questions hanging over them, I'd say. Shesterkin being the biggest one. He's a pending UFA. Obviously, him and the team had some discussions on extension right up to camp. There's some uncertainty there. I think that they're a team that will be quite active when we think about the trades that are to come during the season, just because I think there's a lot of pressure to win. I mean, they've had a couple nice playoff runs in recent years, some great regular seasons, obviously winning the President's Trophy last year. But they're not clicking on all angles. But when you look at their lineup, I mean, there's not a lot of apparent holes. I mean, they have a deep group of forwards. Mika Zibanejad's been off this season compared to where he's been in the past in terms of his production. But they got a deep blue line with the Foxes of the world is obviously won an Norris Trophy. So they're a very tough team. You have to think coming off the performance they had in Calgary, there's going to be a little bit more urgency in their game to tighten things up. And, that they know that they can't play run and gun with the Oilers and expect to have success. So, I think it does set up as a great game, but they're one of those teams too. I think like Edmonton, you're struggling to figure it out. Like I don't have doubts about them. I still believe in both teams are going to be, among the consequential few when it really matters, but you haven't seen it frequently enough during this season.
You brought up the Bruins earlier as well. Just if you'd like to comment on that, Coach, you said maybe you feel a little too earlier in that regard for that action, and bringing in Joe Sacco as interim now and moving on from what they had.
Maybe a little early, but I'll say this: they played 20 games under Montgomery, and they lost 5 of them by 4 or more goals, like 5 total blowouts. And obviously the tipping point was one earlier this week. They lost to Columbus 5-1, booed off home ice. If you're in the management box or the ownership box and you're already starting to have some doubts, I mean, Montgomery, wasn't signed beyond the year. It was one of these seasons that was going to be make or break for him as the team's coach in terms of his future. I could understand how they got to that point. I mean, I think they're concerned in Boston, and they did win Joe Sacco's debut last night over Utah, squeaked out a 1-0 win. But there was concern that the season was going to get away from them, and that they had to reverse course there. And Boston's a team that if we were to list the players that have played up to expectations and not, I mean, there's like 4 guys you might say have been what you would expect, and some of them, to be fair, are fourth liners and players that one of them, Hampus Lindholm, is injured now. I mean, they've had so many guys that have had weird starts to the season, starting with Marchand and Pasternak, and the players that are meant to make a difference there. And so this is I'd say a bit of a desperation firing, and it's one I think that shifts responsibility to the players, because Joe Sacco's worked for the team since 2014. I mean, this isn't a case of like, hey, we're bringing in someone from the outside who's going to have a fresh look on things, who's maybe got some brand new ideas. Joe Sacco will put his own stamp on things, I'm sure, but he's been part of that organization for a long time, and so I think this is a warning shot to the players. And Don Sweeney was pretty clear when he spoke to reporters that the next shoes to drop are big personnel changes. So there's a lot of heat up right now in Boston, and Montgomery paid the price for now, but it might not be the end of the big changes to come.
We keep talking about in the Pacific how the top 6, there's really no daylight between those teams. Like any one of those 6 teams could go on a run and within 2 weeks be at the top of the division. The Metropolitan, however, there's a 6-point gap between 4th place Rangers and 5th place Islanders. When you think about the teams that are going to start that sort of trade conveyor belt that are going to be the first to sort of pull the pin on the season, should we be looking at the bottom half of that Metropolitan division first?
I think it's a good place to start. I still think a team like Nashville might try to do something. Like when we talk about like the next team that might do something, I think even though that they're obviously it's a bleak picture in their standings, but I don't think that they're just going to let this season go quietly and then just become a seller, in late February. Like I could see them being a candidate to make a move a little sooner to try to see if they can, maybe add a centerman, do something that can give them, a jolt that can get them back to life. They have, like Edmonton did last year, they have fresh in their minds, they were lost deep into last season and then went on that crazy win streak. I can't remember, 15 games or something like that. Anyway, a monster win streak that turned around their whole season. So, I almost look at a team like that might be the first act, but there's, some mounting pressure in Buffalo. They actually have kind of been just tickling around the wild card spot here this week. So it's not, but I think they really need to make a push. I could see them, Boston, as I mentioned, Don Sweeney has already been looking to see what shakeups are out there. So, there's a lot of different spots I see as potential, starting the trade movement early. And we've already seen a couple minor deals this year. It feels like the conditions are ripe, quite honestly, to have much more action this season that happens beyond just the deadline period. I mean, the deadline's pretty busy every year in those 2 to 3 weeks and on the last day, but I think it could be even active in December before that holiday trade season kicks in.
Chris Johnston joining us here from TSN The Athletic, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. Lieutenant Eric Will Fraser with you. You did have a piece up for The Athletic regarding Ovi, that injury. Now 4 to 6 weeks, we're being told broken fibula. I mean, the Capitals right now sitting pretty, and he's been a large part of that, but just how big of a miss will that be for this team? I mean, we all know his age and everything in this. You talk about surprises this season, perhaps catching a few people off guard given his age and the clip that he was on, but just how big of an impact is that going to be for this early season Capital success?
It's a giant question mark for me because we've never seen this guy miss playing time. I mean, he's obviously he's played through injury and he has missed games over his career, but the most he ever missed in a season was 11 games, and that was over multiple absences. He certainly never had any stretch where injury kept him out for a month or 6 weeks if it ends up being on the high end of that timeline. And his season was off to such a roaring start There's a lot of unknowns in this. I think the good thing for the Capitals broadly is, while his goal scoring obviously played a huge role in their nice start to the season, they have developed some other players. Like I think that they can probably sustain this. That they're when we talked about the Metropolitan Division, I think that they're in a spot where they can still get through this as a team. But what Ovechkin comes back, I guess, is the question. Is he, after that kind of absence at his age, it's a pretty significant injury. Maybe it doesn't recapture the vibe so quickly. And pretty awesome to see. He played 18 games. He had 15 goals. He'd never done that in his career. His 20th season. We're talking about a guy being pretty widely celebrated as probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, goal scorers, and still at age 39 has that kind of start. But the brakes have been applied here quickly, and the Caps are certainly going to miss him. But what version of him comes back is what I'll be most curious about.
When he does come back, will Austin Matthews still be listed as day-to-day?
Well, I don't see Austin's status changing in terms of if they've gone 3 to 4 weeks of day-to-day. I think that's where they'll keep it. But the Leafs are hoping Austin Matthews is back next week. So if it's another 4 to 6 weeks, there's much bigger problems that have cropped up there.
Is still in Germany? Like, what's the next? What's the travel dotting? Where can we pin him next?
I think he's back in Toronto today. Okay. If I realize you're probably not worried about the breathless updates on him, but at some point he's got to start skating again, which I would think would be this weekend.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a good update there. We out here it's a bit of a different vibe on him, shall we say? So we apologize to the listeners and viewers for having to go through that. We appreciate your time, though, Chris. Amazing stuff. Enjoy tomorrow night. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll speak next Friday.
Right on, guys, and good luck with that snow today.
Absolutely.
Love it. Thank you so much. That's Chris Johnston, TSN at The Athletic. Great work that he does. You can find his article. He's got one up on Ovi there and the importance to the Capitals and that injury, but it's always good to get a little Leaf update as well when we head out east, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, just the fact that he's listed as day-to-day is... It's comedy at this point. You can't take it seriously.
Shouldn't there be some sort of fine against that? Misleading.
Like what... I understand, and I encourage someone, like, their personal health is their personal health.
Yeah.
It's none of your business.
No.
But you are also a business that has relationships with betting lines and all of that.
Yes. We said that it would need to kind of get a little more serious, right?
Right, where it's like, you can't have somebody miss 4 weeks of hockey and say, yeah, it's just day-to-day. It's clearly not just day-to-day.
Is he recording another commercial?
Yes,
right?
That's right, yeah.
Changing 100.
Love it. Let's get to 2 here. 780-218-9999, the number to text if you are listening or watching on the iHeart TuneIn or on YouTube. Pound the like on YouTube and subscribe to the channel as well. It goes a long way. That was, once again, Chris Johnston for Pro-Am Sports. And as mentioned, they do have a deal for you. Find details about their private signing with Corey Perry, where you can submit your items or select from theirs on their website. Go to www.proamsports.ca or check them out in person, corner of St. Albert Trail and 128th Avenue. They are your sports memorabilia and apparel specialists. They'll also be providing us Herm Edwards a little later on in this hour. We'll discuss the Week 12 slate in the NFL with Herm. I wonder if he'll get the camera turned around.
Maybe
50-50 chance.
Yeah.
I don't know if the odds are that on CoolBet right now, but I'm sure you could poke the CoolBet boys and maybe, hey, Herm Edwards cam, what's the spread? CoolBet.com now is where you can go for the CoolBet Canada hotline of the day. Their game of the day, Denver Nuggets, Dallas Mavericks. I know the NBA Cup is returning tonight, the Emirates NBA Cup, with a full slate of games. I do believe 8 on the sked.
Is Doncic still out? That'll be interesting.
I'm not too sure on that front. You'll have to pull up the injury report there, but they have the full slate of the Week 12 NFL games as well. Leading up to, I do believe, Monday's affair here, the Ravens and Chargers in the Harbaugh Bowl. Ravens minus 141 on the money line right now, minus 2.5 too. So once again, the full Week 12 NFL slate. Go to coolbet.com. Stay cool, bet responsibly. Cook up a whole Week 12 parlay for yourself. Live a little fancy. Who do you got, Will, this week? The Bears at home to the Vikings.
Stop it. Just stop it.
Plus 3.5. Feeling risky? You're a risky boy here. Plus 3.5. Hop on your Bears. Why not?
Yeah,
Hey,
no.
Broncos, Raiders. Some delicious divisional matchups here. Vikings,
I'm
Bears,
a Bears
Broncos,
fan.
Raiders.
You should never put money on the Bears.
Pats, Dolphins, the Bucks, Giants. Giants plus 6. I do believe Tommy Cutlets, right? He'll be Tommy DeVito. He's back under center.
Bayern Munich, FC Augsburg.
You're going to the Bundesliga, are you?
Bundesliga.
Well, club football soccer does return this weekend,
right.
which I'm really glad.
Right.
No international breaks now until March,
That's
which
right.
I'm very, very glad
Yes.
at. So, yeah, okay. I like where you're going there. Yeah. Vanier Cup as well. Youth sport, football here. We got the Laurier Golden Hawks minus 1.5. If you want to get in a little action as well, that over under 47.5. We had Marshall Ferguson on yesterday talking about a little Vanier. Golden Hawks offense really well. Rouge or defense, very good as well. So that'll be on Vanier Cup tomorrow, 11 o'clock here. I don't know what mountain time. I think that'll be around there. But wrapping up Canadian football, putting a pin on it for the season. The Vanier Cup, Laval and Laurier tomorrow. So if you wanted to get in on that as well, coolbet.com is where you can find it. And as Will
PSG's
mentioned,
in action?
nobody cares. It's a farmers league. Ligue 1 is a farmers league.
Yes.
You should.
But
screw it.
PSG plays in it.
I know Maddie wants to do that soccer pod, but it should be you and I.
Yeah.
That should be the. You can toss me soft wiffle balls, and
yeah.
I'll just keep knocking them
Yeah,
down.
underhand.
Yeah. They got it all up there. Coolbet.com. Check them out today. The Coolbet Canada hotline of the day. Stay cool, bet responsibly with our friends.
Lots of
at
championship
Coolbet.
games in NC2A football as well.
I haven't even checked out the college football schedule as the playoff picture begins to crystallize as well. College playoff football. What did they have the latest
Baylor,
rankings out?
Tennessee go head to head in a championship game. Yeah.
Man, this is great. With the snow coming in, a chance to hunker down, go to Italian Center Shop, pick up some pies.
No, actually,
Vanier Cup, college football. Give it to me.
Today is one of those days. Like we were saying, Bayern Munich. They play at 12:30 today. So like the old lunchtime special.
Friday night football.
Like a lunchtime special, followed by NCAA, some championship games, football side starting in mid-afternoon. Like it's a 2-game night in the NHL. It is a light night. This is the night for you to go and find another sport. This is the day.
Army take on Notre Dame tomorrow at 5. That's number 18 Army against number 6 Fighting Irish. That should be a good one in terms of ranked teams.
That's right.
Maddie Iwanix Washington State will face Oregon State in the Pac-2 Bowl.
Yeah.
25th ranked Cougs, so they have a chance to kind of do a little something there. Let's just see here where old Curtis Rourke, that's the game. That's the one. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. Number 5 Indiana Hoosiers visiting number 2 Ohio State. 10-0 Hoosiers, 9-1 Buckeyes. Holy
With the
crap.
Canadian at the helm.
Holy crap. Heisman discussion before his injury.
Absolutely.
Still in it. This is big. That's big. Big Ten football, Big Ten rankings. That'll be huge as well. Man, that's great stuff.
Yeah.
Should be a great day.
It really sets up for a couple of really good days in sport.
Love it. Right now, your chance to be a winner, a qualifier, if you will. The EST Flyweight to LA keyword. That's brought to you by the 780.com. Fergie's prostate was in there the other day. He wears his Edmonton Sports Talk sweater around, and then he goes to sponsors and he goes, look at this. And then for all you listening, he takes his jacket and he rips it open.
Is he asked to leave?
No, he's got the sweater underneath with the logo and everything. If you are visiting any one of our sponsors or whatever, tell them EST sent you. Drop the Edmonton Sports Talk. Let them know that the family, it's all a family affair here, that type of thing.
Be
right?
really specific, though. Like, Lieutenant Eric told me to come, but...
Zachary Kubish.
YouTube Trev said, maybe not. I'm glad I listened to Lieutenant Eric.
Sending daggers over there from the producer's desk. Hey, I love it. The 780 homegrown local shop right here in Edmonton.
All over the city.
Yep, 780.com. You can check them out. Southgate, Londonderry, Kingsway, St. Albert, or the Outlet Mall by the airport. They work with close to 100 local vendors and some great wacky stuff to get in there. It's great for Christmas season, birthdays, any sort of that type of thing. So 780.com or Southgate, Londonderry, Kingsway, St. Albert, or the Outlet Mall. You can check them out in person. Tell them EST sent you. The keyword today for the EST Flyway to LA.
Here it comes.
Presented by the 780.
Is it a word? It is a word.
Yeah, but what does it have to do with this? We'll get to it.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
And not even the chat GTP, which Maddie used to find all these words. It doesn't really make much sense today.
Is there 6 blanks in Los Angeles?
I know it's a word, but you can. Once again, the flyway to LA. It's December 26th to 30. We'll be sending you and somebody else to Los Angeles. Flights, hotel, rental car. Golden State Warriors visiting the LA Clippers from where? The
Intuit Dome.
Cardinals Rams from SoFi. And you get a little puck. Edmonton taking on LA or Anaheim. Last day to qualify is next Thursday. We'll be making the draw next Friday on this very show. You'll be making the draw next Friday, hey?
Yeah, probably.
That's the old joke. Yeah. Qualify 4 times daily and tomorrow on Hello Hockey as well.
That joke's at least a month old. Yeah. In fact, that's why it is so old.
It is. So be by your phone. Text in this word that we're going to put on the screen right now, and then be by your phone for the call.
Ready, YT?
YouTube Trev will call one of you.
Got this? Come on.
Flop her up there. Flop. Fly it. Fly it. Flags.
Let it fly.
Flags. Flags is the word today. Flags.
And bonus points if you can explain why it's the word today.
What does it have to do with Los Angeles? Yeah, exactly. Flags.
Any of the teams.
FLAGS. 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 Flags.
Is it because you'll let your freak flag fly?
Yeah, but then why is it plural?
Good point.
He could have just put flag.
Why is it plural?
Why is it plural? That's the question.
Why is it plural?
Again, my theory is each word that he provides, you take the first letter from each, and he's spelling out an instruction here. He's got some sort of sleeper cell that's going to awaken when the final word.
Sleeper. Oh, that's what you think it is.
Well, somebody's going to be activated when they the final word or something like that.
To me, this is obviously something is buried somewhere, and if you want to find it,
he's giving out hints. He can't resist, but he's got to do it in this form. Flags is the word. Flags. Text it to 780-218-9999. Flags. Here you go, Josh. Six Flags Los Angeles vacation destination is what it has to do with LA. So there is a Six Flags. Okay,
there is a Six Flags.
But I mean, we're not sending you there. Yeah. It's just like we're not sending you to a UCLA Bruins game.
Is Six Flags the one that had the ads with the weirdo dancing? Yeah.
The old bald-headed guy.
Was?
I think so, yeah.
Speaking of that guy was a serial killer for sure, right?
Six Flags ads.
Like sort of
it is him.
Funny, weird, and funny, scary. Like weird, scary. They hug the same border.
Yeah, he had the glasses. Danny Thiessen is his name.
Creepy.
Danny Thiessen.
Creepy. Like, it's a good thing he went comedy side, because if he went creepy side, he'd be in jail.
They called him Mr. Six.
Yeah.
And played by choreographer Danny Thiessen. That's the yeah. He's got a Wikipedia page.
Upsetting.
Very, Flags. 780-218-9999. If you text that in, be by your phone now and then pick it up. YouTube Trev will be giving you a call. Oh, Vic says football penalties are called by
flags.
And we're sending you to a football game.
Okay, and it is the plural.
It's a double.
Yeah.
So actually we should apologize to Maddie.
That's our fault.
Yeah.
That's our fault.
A little slow to that, Will.
For not automatically assuming
another cup of coffee.
Yeah,
another cup of coffee there, I think. Yeah. Paris Drew's inbox is filling up.
You may see some flags
great to see
at SoFi Stadium.
Well, you might not.
No clean game.
There's no guarantee.
A clean sheet, as they say in the other
guarantee.
football.
No guarantee. 780-218-9999. Flags. Anything else? Penalty flags, Six Flags. That's about it. But it's still 2. That's pretty good. Usually we can't come up with one thing that kind of relates to the word. But it's close to another LA word. That's not a word. In and out.
Right.
He used that as a word the other day. Did you know that too?
In and out?
In and out, like In and Out Burger.
As a word?
Yeah. Keyword.
That's not.
You just rest on that one.
All right.
7:30, let's hit a sports update with YouTube Trev for Park Mazda. Once again, flags. Text it in and be by your phone, please. You don't want to miss a call. Trev sometimes calls people and nobody picks up.
Yeah, but he doesn't leave messages. He needs to leave messages.
A real spiking of the football. Yeah. Throw a flag on them, Trev. Flags.
Flags.
Plural. We'll be back with a little fan zone for fans first. Bumped into a fan yesterday who used fans first for some tickets last night. And Herm Edwards on the way for Pro-Am Sports for the Week 12 NFL slate.
Just remember, folks, if you bump into him in public, no flash photography. Okay?
No, we used my phone. His phone. Yeah. 00. Good seeing you, buddy. Nice meeting your family. Great kid you got there. This is the Lieutenant Eric Show with Will Fraser here on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
The Oilers fall in last night's game 5-3 against the Minesota Wild, but the Orange and Blue are back in action tomorrow night when they host the New York Rangers. You can join Tom Gazzola for the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage starts at 7 right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Elsewhere in the NHL last night, Flames edged the Rangers 3-2, outshooting New York 49-29. Vegas hangs on to beat Ottawa 3-2. The Avs over the Capitals 2-1 as Alex Ovechkin is slated to miss 4 to 6 weeks with a broken fibula. Sharks fall to the Blues 3-2 in a shootout. The Joe Sacco era has officially begun in Boston last night with a 1-0 Bruins shutout over Utah. Jersey doubles up on Carolina 4-2. Blackhawks 3-1 over the Panthers. Columbus wins in an absolute barn burner 7-6 is the score. And Detroit rally past the Islanders 2-1. Staying in hockey, but over to the WHL, Oil Kings' 3-game homestand continues tonight against the Tigers and wraps up Sunday against the Rebels in the Teddy Bear Toss game. Speaking of Teddy Bear Toss, the Golden Bears host the Saskatchewan Huskies from the Drake tonight in their first ever Teddy Bear Toss game. Puck drop goes at 7 o'clock. In the NFL, Week 12 kicked off last night as Nick Chubb ran for a pair of scores. The Browns knocked off the Steelers 24-19. Pittsburgh drops to 8-3 on the season. And to finish things off in the Association, Raptors with a 110-105 home court victory over the T-Wolves to improve to 4-12 on the season. Lakers fall at home 119-18 to Orlando. The action picks up tonight in the Emirates NBA Cup with 8 games. The sports update brought to you by the fine folks at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, your dealer for life.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki in a tuxedo t-shirt because it says, like, he wants to be formal, but he's also here to party too.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Closer to the hollow, the devil may care. If I showed you around my heart, would you mind if I shared to show you what's wrong with me? I will not change it. I will wait patiently while you get painted out. Let me into your untainted tribe, to be the one who gets to live a lie. Oh, let me lie with you. I'll be a perfect stranger. I wanna be that stupid boy that you don't talk about. You better believe there's a sharp knife beside my bed. You better believe there's a sharp knife inside my head. And if you would leave, I would take you by the hand. You and I would leave, but it wouldn't be that bad.
7:34 on the Lieutenant Eric Show with Will Fraser. That is Edmonton Sports Talk house band Whale and the Wolf. Rymai, love you, buddy. Good luck with all of your. I know that we had a boys' night planned, but you'll be sitting that puppy out. But we'll be thinking of you, Rymai.
Can I?
Yeah, me, my brother, and Maddie I.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'd love it. Yeah. You know what? If you're free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show up.
I'll run it past him.
Yeah.
11 degrees, minus 11 for a high today. We are under a snowfall warning, so expect quite a bit of the white stuff flying in later on this afternoon. White stuff, snow, the S word, hey?
Stop it.
Well, you love it. So yeah, snowfall warning. Great. Friday, hunker down. If you get off work a little early, play a little hooky, whatever you got to do. Load up at either Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen, Italian Center Shop, get some good food in you, and maybe win text of the day for A&W, $20 to A&W, and you can go there and get a bunch of Papa Burgers and take them home with you and hunker down for the weekend. 780-218-9999 is the number to text if you want To get in for text of the day, it's the Paris Jewelers inbox. I love seeing all those flags text fly in. YouTube Trevor will be giving somebody a call momentarily. Let's get into the fan zone right now for fansfirst.ca. By fans, for fans, no fees. And Trev, if Herm does get into the waiting room here, just let me know. Give me a... I'm calling him. Perfect. Okay, phone Herm. Okay. Herm Edwards will be joining us as well momentarily. But fans first, it was nice seeing Double O yesterday in the mall. Did a little mall walking from around 11 to 1. Very interesting time of day to be mall walking, I tell you that much. I might make it a bit of a habit.
Pace?
Oh, great pace. I worked up a bit of a sweat, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Fansfirst.ca, that's where Double O got his tickets for last night's Oilers Wild game with his family. By fans, for fans, no fees. Get your Oilers tickets all season long. I know somebody in the nasty chat... well, and we can do anything with the fan zone. That's the beauty of the segment. Just hashtag everything. Fan zone. Michael Hutnan says, don't know if you talked about it yet or not, but how wild was the Knobber comment on Skinner following the game last night? Jeff or Stewart? You'll have to be a little more specific there. Somebody also said, here it goes, Dolphin Corn Love 69. Robert Kraft passed over again for the Hall of Fame. Total BS. And I guess that's happening now. The NFL Hall of Fame class, Robert Kraft, denied. Somebody also followed it up with a Robert Kraft text here about flags.
Yeah.
Lost it here, but...
Who would have thought that the owner who encouraged his team to cheat in Super Bowls... and
he's got the success.
And then
success
followed
matters.
it up with all I do is win as his season opener, would have a lack of support from his fellow owners.
Mr. Kraft, as Patriots fans call him. Jerry Jones is in, right?
Yeah.
How is he in the Hall without...
well, because he is not successful.
Yeah, it's a distinguished club.
He has not been rubbing his team's cheating in everyone's face for a decade.
6-time Super Bowl winning Patriots owner Robert Kraft, considered a favorite for the class, has been passed over once again by the Hall's contributing committee.
Yeah.
This courtesy Adam Schefter and a bunch of other NFL insiders and our nasty insiders on the nasty chat as well. So we thank you for passing that way. The fan zone.
I don't get the sense he's well liked by his fellow owners.
That might have something to do with it. It is a bit of a fraternity here, when they kind of all work together. And
and the Patriots were obnoxious when they should have been maybe a little bit humble, right? We all know that they played fast and loose with the rules during their championship run. And then they would win championships and then strut. They would peacock for the entire offseason and into the next season. And if you are, like Pittsburgh Steelers, for example, there's a certain way in which you would hope that teams conduct themselves and owners conduct themselves.
Yeah,
and Robert Kraft was not it.
There's a difference there.
Yeah.
Matt Hyman with this text: if they wax and do anal bleaching next, I'm giving a thumbs down. The fan zone. He added the fan zone, so you got to read the text. The fan zone. No more waxing. That's okay. Rob from the Grove says Oilers looked like a bottom tier team last night. Fan zone.
Fan zone.
You don't agree there.
No.
And again, we're all pulling fire alarms and everything.
Yeah.
You knew, we warned you that last night wasn't going to be a night to remember,
right?
And it wasn't. But you have injuries. The power play is still not clicking. You have a goaltender that still plays sub 900.
Yeah.
All of these things, a blue line that is in need of a jolt, which will happen tomorrow. Nurse was playing good. The Nurse Kulak thing was good.
Sure.
Maybe you see a little more sample of that pairing moving forward to see where they are and what they need. But yeah.
And also, by the way,
they are who they thought we were.
Brown being loaned back to the American Hockey League.
Dermott came down with a sickness.
Right, but
so he was in and out. Snip, snap, snip, snap. Do they turn the plane around mid-flight? Josh Brown, you've been recalled.
Yeah, exactly.
You got the clip there.
Oh, yeah, let me find that. Oh, that's not a plane?
No, you've got the You should have been playing that.
No, you idiot!
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you. I didn't mean to be so harsh. It was just,
you.
I heard the conch outside of the 6 o'clock hour. I got triggered. Sorry. Here we go. Michael Hutton has transcribed it. Knob on Stu Skinner. His game isn't where it was last year. When I was here, I thought he was one of the top goalies. It's very loud. Jeez. It's like I'm standing on the tarmac. Yeah, that's Josh Brown. You say. Josh Brown, we're going to have to turn this bird around. He comes back in. To get back on this, we've got a qualifier we'll get to here. Knob on Stu Skinner. His game isn't where it was last year. When I was here, I thought he was one of the top goalies in the league. If he had a bad game, he'd bounce back the next night, implying that it isn't the case. Obviously, we know that too. This year, straight from the head coach to the media is pretty wild. Well, do you read into any of that? I know when we ever hear of coaches or players talking to the media, we take it all very, very, very seriously and imply our own things in.
Yeah, this is a goaltender who's been to a Game 7 of a Stanley Cup. There should be more consistency to his game at this point. And the fact that there isn't is not great.
But much like the team can be streaky at times.
No, I think he's an absolute reflection of the team that he plays for. And
he can have good spurts.
And the problem is that he played his best game the same time that the power play showed up.
Yeah.
Whereas the last year, the power play covered up. And that's what's supposed to. I'm not saying that like that's the fatal flaw of this team. The fatal flaw is that their power play isn't covering up for when other areas of their game are weak.
Yeah.
Right? That this is a team that is built around the power play. It should be built around the power play. It's the talent that they have. They had the best power play we have ever seen. And so we can pick on Stuart Skinner. We can pick on the lack of depth on defense. We can point fingers all day long. But when you go 0 for 2 on the power play, and you lose, you should start with, why did you lose? Well, first of all, they didn't score on the power play. And then move on from there.
Penner's Pancake says, very well said, Will. Can you also say the Emperor has no clothes? Would that be?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's naked.
Buck naked.
Oh, man.
You're seeing it all right now. With
That's
this
the
Oilers
worst
team.
kind of naked.
Hey, guys, thoughts and prayers to Kaprizov, who made a miraculous recovery after looking like he needed his leg amputated. Fan zone. That's coming in from William Mike Spear. Who do we got on line? A qualifier or Herm?
This is a qualifier.
Perfect. Okay, and then we'll get to Hermie right afterwards.
Yes,
then.
sir.
Who do we got then, Trev? Who's the qualifier?
It's a Roberto.
Roberto!
It's me, your father.
How you doing, man?
I swear this.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh! One
Zach
second.
strikes
One
again.
second.
Hey, we had that issue yesterday with the phones.
Zach, what are you doing?
Hope we don't have this for Herm.
Now he's killed it.
He's riding those faders, baby. I get it. Matty Iwanek has taught him well. He's taught him well.
He's a star pupil.
Clean board.
Yeah.
Fade him all day. Not like you used to leave the board. There'd be things all over.
Everything was hot.
Roberto, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, guys. I'm doing good.
Hey, awesome, man.
Yes. I gotta follow, or I gotta lead up to Herm here. That's.
You're playing him in.
Yeah, that's right.
How? Congratulations. Have you qualified yet for this contest?
No, this is the first time.
Love it, love it. So if you did win, who would you take with you to LA to see the basketball, the football, and the hockey?
It's my wife, easy. Yeah, my wife, for sure.
That's very romantic. What would you guys want to see the most in terms of the basketball, the football, or the hockey? Or just good old LA?
No, NFL for sure. I've never been to an NFL game. And yeah, we've been to LA and it's awesome. So would love that trip. That would be an amazing trip.
Love it, man. Well, congratulations for qualifying. You can do it 4 times daily leading up to next Thursday, as well as tomorrow with Hello Hockey. Roberto, congrats and good luck, man.
Thank you. And yeah, love you guys. See ya.
Oh, we love you too.
I love you too. I love you, Roberto.
We really love you.
Yeah. Bone says Nate grads with a rolly eye face, I think, on the faders and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I self-taught myself, so that's why I left everything hot.
That's Dave Albright, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, you left everything hot.
Yeah.
Mike's the whole bit. You were
stuff
living
that didn't even have
dangerously.
anything on.
Yeah.
Bring it up.
Yeah, 744. Get your texts in. Once again, $20 to A&W on the line. Text of the day. No particular path here. If you want to go a little Robert Kraft, if you want to go to the hockey game last night, maybe the Snow Bowl between the Browns and Steelers, which we'll have more on with Herm Edwards coming up shortly here. But anything. 780-218-9999. Nasty Chat's coming along as well. Roberto from the Grove. No, it's not Rob from the Grove again. He's been on a tear this week. Him and his wife have qualified total 4 times combined.
Holy
He also
cow.
won a text of the day.
Holy cow.
I told him, come down to the casino last night. He probably would have won the jersey. But Corey B, congrats.
Especially, you could teach him your science.
I figured out those machines there down there.
Eric's got a system. It's paying off.
I read a book.
It won't be long before he's walked out.
I knew a guy once that could just walk up to them and cash them out. He did read a book. Much like the Minnesota Fats pool guy, right?
I've heard of this reading thing. I hear it's paying off.
You can. Oh, boy. Herm, right around the bend here.
I have someone tell me about it. I didn't read about reading.
He calls him Coach. The coach, Herm Edwards, will be joining us right now, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. Check out their selection of signed NFL memorabilia right now, including names like Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, and Joe Montana. Located, once again, corner of St. Albert Trail, 128th Ave, or online at Pro-Am Sports. They are your sports memorabilia and apparel specialists. Herm Edwards, the coach. Welcome back to the show, Coach. Let's start with the Thursday Nighter, kicking off Week 12. I love a good snowball, man. When that weather started to turn, the game was all right for the most part before that. But once the weather turned, I mean, the points started coming. Play was, everything takes a little different when the snow is flying like that, Lakeshore. Guys got to move differently. You're making cuts differently, but a real treat last night. And I mean, as a Bills fan as well, seeing the Steelers lose to the Browns kind of made me a little happy. But your thoughts on last night's snowball game, Browns-Steelers? Let's go.
Yeah, I think if you're a fan, you love watching that, especially if you're sitting inside before a player. Very difficult conditions, to say the least. The good part is on grass, because turf, when it's like that, it gets really slippery and the ball becomes very slippery. But I thought those guys caught the ball well. They threw it well in the snow. I mean, some of the throws that Jameis Winston made at the end, there was like, are you kidding me, in the snow? But you got to give Cleveland a lot of credit. This is a rivalry game. They're in your division. This is a bad loss for the Steelers when you think about the gauntlet of games they have to go through now, because they sit in the position now, when you look at their record, they've got 4 more division games. They have to play at Cincinnati. They have to play Cincinnati twice. They got to play the Browns again. They got to play the Eagles. They got to play the Ravens. They have to play Kansas City. So, their last 6 games, they're playing 3 playoff teams. Yeah, now, I think they get in. They're going to get in the playoffs. They should get in, but it's a tough road to hold for those guys.
Well, I think it's 1 touchdown in 7 quarters as well. And yeah, they beat the Ravens last week, and that was an emotionally charged game, but all field goals. And I did hear last night, too, a few Steelers players commenting post-game, which was kind of unlike Steelers fashion, saying, yeah, well, the conditions and the conditions. That should be Steeler football. And I mean, the Cleveland Browns, I get it. It's their Super Bowl and everything. But if you want to be a contender and be thought of and to be reflected of your record, I kind of found that whining to be a little un-Steeler-like.
Well, I just think that they understand, losing a game like this to a division opponent that hadn't won many games. That's what's great about playing in a division. It's division games are division games. Those are always a tough game, regardless of what the record is of the people in your division. I can remember going back way in the day when I was with Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC East. It was different then. Arizona Cardinals were in there. They were the St. Louis Cardinals. And they were a tough out. I mean, you played Washington every year twice. You played Dallas twice, played the Giants twice. But the Arizona Cardinals was like, oh, boy, we got to play these guys. It was always tough playing those guys. So this is a big-time division game. It's a rivalry game, obviously, when you think about Pittsburgh and Cleveland. So it's a tough loss for Pittsburgh, but they got to get up off the deck, and they got to win next week.
Let's stick with the Arizona Cardinals this Sunday. They take on the Seahawks in Seattle. It is not the most impressive division, the NFC West, but things could get really interesting with a Seahawks win, couldn't they?
It could. And the Seahawks, had a big win in San Francisco. Geno, faced the final play to win that football game with his legs. And this team, there's 3 teams, they're all 5-5. The Rams, the Seahawks, and obviously San Francisco. In San Francisco, believe it or not, if I would tell you this, really, they're 1-3 in the division. They've only won 1 division game. They lost 3. They got the worst division record all of a sudden. So they find themselves in a big hole. But you're right. If Seattle could win this game, they got 2 division losses. The Arizona Cardinals have no division losses right now. They're going to be a tough out. They're a better team than people, when you look at it. Again, Arizona get a lot of credit. They got a big runner. They got some good receivers. They got a defense that's playing very well. And the quarterback, he's a really good player. He's hard to get down on the ground. He can make plays with his legs. He can extend plays. So this is the best team in the NFC West right now, the Arizona Cardinals.
Another team in that division as well, in the NFC West, Herm, is the LA Rams, sitting at 5-5, the same as the Seahawks. But your Eagles are looking to make it 7 straight wins on the road visiting the Rams. How do you see this one shaping up between a hungry Rams team trying to keep pace and the Eagles as well, class easily of the NFC East?
Yeah, I think this will test the Eagles secondary, Rams, with Cooper Kupp and Nakua. They've got a host of receivers. They've got a good tight end core, and Matthew Stafford is obviously an established quarterback. They like throwing the football. Now, they'll run it too, but they like throwing the football. So the Eagles secondary is going to get tested. They're playing much better now, I think, with the fact that they really turned the offense over to the runner, Saquon Barkley. It goes through him. When it goes through him, they look good. They look like a good football team. But I'm kind of curious to watch this game. I want to see the Eagles secondary play. They're okay rushing the passer. Not a lot of sacks. I mean, they're just in the middle of the pack. So this will be a game where they'll get tested as far as the pass defense.
Let's just fast forward to Monday here a bit, and we can always go back to Sunday. But what's really catching my eye, Week 12, is that Harbaugh Bowl, Ravens-Chargers, Battle of the Brothers there, if you will. Two good teams in the AFC, kind of trying to define themselves, really. I mean, we all know how the Ravens started the season. The Chargers, it's again, one of those teams classically for me that just always seem to kind of fail at the best times, I guess, the wrong times for them, but always for everybody else in the AFC. Which brother do you see coming out victorious on the Monday nighter here?
Well, this is going to be a good game, as you mentioned. The Chargers have won 4 in a row. Baltimore came off a tough loss, so they know they can't. All of a sudden you're running out of games. When you think about the league, there's 6 games left for most of these teams, so you got to win. When the brothers go head and head, you never know. I like the Chargers. I just like them. I liked them in the beginning of the season. I thought, I was on TV and the Chargers were going to get in the playoffs. Everybody looked at me. Why did we talk about Chargers getting in the playoffs? I just got this feeling Coach Harbaugh is going to get them in the playoffs, man. They got a lot of talent. They're playing well. It'll be a fun game to watch. I mean, these guys they're brothers. I mean, we've seen this story before, right? It's always fun to watch them. But I think you got 2 good football teams. The Chargers, I don't think they catch the Chiefs. This would be a statement game if the Chargers could beat the Ravens. Because if they beat them, they're like in the upper echelon of teams over there in the AFC. I'm talking about the Baltimore Ravens. There's the Baltimore Ravens, there's the Buffalo Bills, and obviously I could care less about Kansas City losing last week. We talked about that. I thought they were going to lose. Yeah. They're still one of those teams when it comes to the playoffs.
Coach Herm Edwards with us today, NFL analyst for Pro Am Sports with Lieutenant Eric and Will Fraser. Coach, Denver Broncos playoff team? Yeah, I know. Hey,
coming out of the West, I don't know that. I think if they can get to 9, they got a shot.
Okay.
I don't know if they get to 10, but if they can get to 9,
they visit the Raiders. They visit the Raiders Sunday. They then host the Browns and the Colts. They'll visit the Chargers, visit the Bengals, and host the Chiefs to close out. So I mean, it's a funny one.
They could get to 9.
Yeah,
they could get to 9. They got to win 3, But I look at the AFC, and here's where it gets muddled for me. The Bills got it. Pittsburgh got it. Mm-hmm. Ravens got it. I guess we got to give Houston. Okay, we'll give Houston, who scored 9 points in the last 3 weeks in the second half. That's bothersome. But that's another subject for another time. Then you got Kansas City, and then you have the Chargers. So, you look at it and you go, okay, that's who's the 7th?
Yeah.
I don't know. I keep waiting on who's the 7th.
I mean, it should be the Bengals. Some people still probably think it's the Jets.
Oh boy, really? That's a glider. That's not a jet anymore. It doesn't have a propeller. It's a glider. Oh boy!
At least they found somebody else to fire.
Yeah, I mean, another firing though. Yeah. I mean, that's got at least a pound of flesh there for that market. Hey.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's 3-8's not good. Not good for that team.
No.
The team has a lot of talent, right?
Yeah.
but it doesn't play together as a team. That's the problem. But they'll figure it out. They got to. It's New York. They got to.
Yep.
Them and the Giants. How about the Giants? Think about the Giants.
Mr. DeVito.
But just think about this though. Maybe the MVP of the NFL this year is Saquon Barkley. He was on your team, and you put him in a cab, and you said you can go south. You can go play for the Eagles.
Yeah.
And now you bench the quarterback you paid all this money for DeVito. You know, and it's a great story. I mean, and I know why they did it. Why they put DeVito in there, guys. This is for the fan base. Because the fan base figures the season's over, so unless at least the fans can come to the game, you know, cheer on the hometown. This is like the Rocky story, right? Local kid, and a great story. Yep. And the fan base will come to the games. They'll support the guy. They'll be enthused about watching him play. The kid will play his heart out. But how about that? How about the fall of Daniel Jones?
Well, he's playing safety, scout safety, right, in practice? Isn't that what I'm reading?
Hey, I'm telling you, I said that last year. I said, can the guy play safety? I said that. I said, can the guy play safety? Because he's a big, strong guy. He can run. Yeah. I mean, literally. I mean, because sure. But think about that when the season ends. The owner said, hey, I really like Barkley. Now we'll get another guy. Really? Really?
And not only out of town, but you mentioned it, to Philly, of all places.
Yeah. He caught a cab. He caught his cab and he went 95 south. I know the route. I've done it many a time. And he puts you're playing twice. And I'm going, are you kidding me? You let the guy go in the division? Oh my word. He's gonna, you know what? He has a chance he's gonna at least rush for 1,800 yards.
Yep. Yeah.
Think about that. He was on your team. The best player on your team. You said, hey, man, we give you cab fare. You going down to Philly. We don't need you here. Really? Come on, guys. Oh, my word.
You'll love to see it unless you're a Giants fan. Herm, I wanted to get your final thoughts tomorrow, the college slate. And you are on air in Canada here. Curtis Rourke, the Indiana Hoosiers, number 5 at number 2, Ohio State. You salivating over this one? Some Big Ten ball for you here?
Well, I tell you what I'm liking the most. Think about Indiana. I mean, look, we know that they've always had great basketball.
Sure,
programs,
yeah.
But now their football team is playing outstanding. And, you know, I don't want to pull against Ohio State, but at this point, you know what? I hope Indiana does this. You like to see history like this. It's just fun to watch in sports. When you see a program, as you know, accomplish with these guys coming, it's just going to be a fun game.
Go Hoosiers. Coach, we really appreciate your time today, man. We love you. Enjoy the weekend, both college, NFL, and otherwise, and we'll talk next week.
Thank you, guys. My pleasure.
Thanks, Coach.
The glider talk is great. Rob from the Grove New York Gliders. Matt Hammond says, I once piloted a glider. It was kind of fun.
Nice. Yeah.
It's a nice, I
was just on the IU campus 2 summers ago, so you're welcome.
Oh, go Hoosiers.
You're welcome.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. No, but it is fun to see. And again, Curtis Rourke leading the way. It's a great story. And of course, a little Canadiana content never hurts.
If I could take you on any pub crawl, Bloomington, Indiana pub
crawl. Bloomington, Indiana. That's where you're going, eh?
The finest pub crawl there is.
Why? What?
First of all, it's pure college town.
Well, sure.
So there's just a million great bars. And they're bars, right? It's not nightclubs. It is college town bars that have been there for 60 years and basically serving the exact same. We went upstairs at, I can't remember. I want to say it was called the Arcade or something like that. But it was one of those ones where like just a long stairwell. You get up there and you go to order a beer and they had Yingling on tap.
Oh, on tap?
Yes.
Wow.
So a pitcher of Yingling and some darts.
In a campus bar?
Oh, it's so good. Yeah. I would go back there in an instant.
Bloomington. Maybe that'll be our next EST getaway.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
You've qualified, Matt.
Trust me, that would be a hell of a road trip.
Okay, well, tuck that in your pocket.
Yeah. 4 hours from Chicago.
You know what? Honest to God, and we were talking about some college football and places to go and just the campus towns and everything where it's alive there. And
but imagine
that's tailgate.
Imagine that this year to be able to go and watch that football team and then stick around to watch Hoosiers play some basketball in that field house.
Well, as you mentioned, they're getting the 2 for a deal now.
Yeah.
You've always had the basketball program.
You've
Now
always.
the football kicking up. I mean, that's the place to be. Absolutely.
Like, you catch the football team and then go take in a Duke Hoosiers game.
Sure,
Like,
why
come
not?
on.
Yeah.
What a perfect weekend that was.
Sit next to Curtis Rourke.
Yeah.
780-218-9999. We got kind of easy trivia coming up next. I'm looking at a blank sheet that Will Fraser's got in front of him. So you know this one's it's a Friday, baby. We want to get you to Mr. Mike's. That's what you're playing for. Coming up next, a GC to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. So text in 780-218-9999. If you want to play, text in Trev. I want to play, and he'll pick one of you. Maybe sweet talk him a bit in the text. Don't just text Trev. I want to play. Say sweet talk him a bit. Get it in there. Stick out. Be somebody. 780-218-9999. Kind of easy trivia coming up next. 3 questions, too many as well. That hurts for James H. Brown. And Sobeys and Safeway Liqour Beer of the Week coming up. A couple of live guests in studio here. We'll be discussing and sampling some suds for Beer of the Week, all ahead of the wrap for William Huff. It is the Lieutenant Eric Show. YouTube Trev, Will Fraser, Lieutenant Eric in for Dustin Nielson, who's scheduled to return Monday here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
The Oilers fall in last night's game 5-3 against the Minesota Wild, but the Orange and Blue will be back in action tomorrow night when they host the New York Rangers. You can join Tom Gazzola for the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage starts at 7 right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Elsewhere in the NHL last night, Flames edged the Rangers 3-2, outshooting New York 49-29. Vegas hangs on to beat Ottawa 3-2. The Avs over the Capitals 2-1 as Alex Ovechkin is slated to miss 4 to 6 weeks with a broken fibula. Sharks fall to the Blues 3-2 in a shootout. The Joe Sacco era has officially begun in Boston last night with a 1-0 Bruins shutout over Utah. Jersey double up on Carolina 4-2. Blackhawks 3-1 over the Panthers. Columbus wins in an absolute barn burner 7-6 as a score. And Detroit rally past the Islanders 2-1. Staying in hockey, but over the WHL, Oil Kings' 3-game homestand continues tonight against the Tigers. It wraps up Sunday against the Rebels in the Teddy Bear Toss game. Speaking of Teddy Bear Toss, the Golden Bears host the Saskatchewan Huskies from the Drake tonight in their first ever Teddy Bear Toss. Puck drop goes at 7 o'clock. In the NFL, Week 12 kicked off last night as Nick Chubb ran a pair of scores as the Browns knocked off the Steelers 24-19. Pittsburgh drops to 8-3 on the season. And to finish things off in the Association, Raptors with the 110-105 home court victory over the T-Wolves to improve to 4-12 on the season. Lakers fall at home 119-118 to Orlando. The action picks up tonight in the Emirates NBA Cup with 8 games. Take your career to the next level with Claiborne Services. They are hiring all positions, including journeyman bricklayers and apprentices of all levels. Take advantage of their outstanding mentorship program and work with peace of mind, knowing they are an industry leader in safety. Visit www.claiborneservices.com or make it easy and give Jeff a call at 780-910-6728.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in on TuneIn, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. To Tussy and Eric and all of the bad cats like Brzezinski and Noodles. Captain can gauge it if it's a fun but a cool band to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday mandate. Shaggy's always on time. Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number 1 in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We want to hear some hot takes and we want to hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I want our kids away? Beat up the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about the games? Macarmella, Rapapo, Dragger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All about him giving present, Dusty go forth. What say you? AM Nasty Crew. We got the Nielson show flu. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
8:05. This is the Lieutenant Eric Show. One more day only with Comrade Will Fraser here in for Dustin Nielson. He's scheduled to be back Monday. And I'll leave it at that. 780-218-9999. We are coming to you live from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio and presented, as always, by the fine folks, Daniel, Claire, and the team at South Fort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot today, and check them out in Fort Saskatchewan or online at www.southfortchev.com.
That was you repeating the dot.
.com.
It's just .com.
.com.
I hear you.
iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio app, and on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, pound that thumbs up, hit the like, and subscribe to the channel. It goes a long way, and it goes a long way not just for us, but for you. You'll know when Tommy's on with the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. You'll know when the weekend of programs are on. Hello Hockey, that sort of thing.
Hello Hockey.
Hello Hockey. You really got to...
Yeah.
It's waking up in the morning like a rooster.
Yeah.
Like a cock. And the pot is clean. I know a lot of people were asking about the coffee pot yesterday. Apparently, this has been solved. Gager said, and this is a Rip City step quote, "It's not a scandal because unlike Tommy, I'm taking responsibility for my behavior." And I'm not going to try to turn people against each other. Thanks, Gage, for stepping up and saying that and cleaning the pot, I guess. The pot is cleaned. Brewed a cup of tea this morning. Pot of tea, it's great. It's going down just smooth. It's a good thing. Yeah, and people are disappointed that it was Gager. This is, well, whatever. That's
you know what? That man stepped up. He took responsibility.
Yeah, jumped up in the rush. Mm-hmm. I want to let you know as well right now, we do have somebody on for Kind of Easy Trivia we'll get to momentarily, but we do have the Winter Val, a free family-friendly holiday event that's going on tomorrow.
Great.
Look, you might have to, look, are you busy?
No, It's November.
Well,
who has anything planned in November?
I was going to put up my Christmas decorations tomorrow, but I might blow that off and join you down there for a little taffy pulling, Will. 3 to 8 down in the
taffy tug of war.
A little taffy, eh? We'll meet in the middle.
Yeah.
104th Street, north of Jasper Ave in the Ice District Plaza. So you know the area, you know the place. Of course, this is all ahead of Rangers Oilers tomorrow night, in which Tom Gazzola will be at Kelly's Pub. GCL Diesel pre- and post-game show from Kelly's. That's his place where everybody knows your name. The activity is going down tomorrow. There'll be some music events. DJ Johnny Infamous will be there, 7 to 8, and some other acts as well in the main stage. But you got a horse-drawn wagon ride, which is nice. Cocktail weeks pop up. You get some cocktails, winter patios, drink specials, that type of thing.
Hot toddy.
Stay a little warm, you know, like, you get warm drinking booze. Roots and Rhythm Christmas with Sika Sings, crafts, sing-alongs, glow-in-the-dark Christmas room, letters to Santa, which is nice for the kids. Indoor holiday market, the Brass Tactics. Not just the Brass Tactics, but they'll be on ice, skating around with the instruments.
I love it.
I don't know how you can do that.
I love it.
Holding a tube and walking is tough enough, but skating, I mean, here we go. So you'll get to see them That's the Oilers House Band on the Ice District Plaza Ice. Here it is, the Maple Shack Taffy Pulling.
That's good.
Ice carving and photos with Santa for yourself, your kids, your family, or your pups. So once again, it's the Winterval. It's free, family-friendly, downtown tomorrow, 3 to 8. Just in that Ice District Plaza Nook, 104th Street, type of thing.
Just give it an hour. You're going to feel like $1 million.
You don't have to be there for the whole 5.
Yeah.
You can, go down, go have a taste. If you didn't write all of that down, you can check out edmontondowntown.com/Winterval for the full schedule. You can print it out, kind of keep it on you, and go down there and live it up. And Edmonton, known as Canada's Festival City and as a winter city, we don't slow down in the cooler months. Winterval gives Edmontonians a chance to chill in the heart of Festival City. So we thank Commissioner Quinn and everybody involved in that, and go see Tommy as well. Kelly's Pub tomorrow night, GCL Diesel pre- and post-game show, Oilers and Rangers, 8 o'clock. Hockey night in Canada. Gotta love it. Kind of easy trivia right now for Mr. Mikes. Trev, who do we got on the line?
Scuba Steve.
Scuba Steve. He was texting in this morning as well here a little bit as well.
He's all over it.
He says he needs a Mr. Mike's burger. Scuba Steve, how you doing today, man?
How about you guys?
We're great, and we're happy to hear you.
Right on.
Yes. What's your record in kind of easy trivia? You're a vet, aren't you? A little wily vet?
Yeah, I'm about 62-1.
Oof. Wow.
That, you know what? That one starts to stick out even more.
Do you remember the one loss?
The Denver Spurs question.
Of course. Yes. I
remember that. I tripped over that one.
Yeah. Let's get you back in the win column here, Scuba Steve. You need 3 of 5. You know how it goes. We'll start the ticker after I read the first questions provided by Will Fraser.
Okay.
When will Dustin be back?
On Monday.
Yeah, but when will he be really back?
On Monday.
When will Darnell Nurse be back?
Pass.
When will
Tomorrow.
Zach Hyman be back?
Tomorrow.
When will Stuart Skinner be back?
He's still there.
You're going to Mr. Mike's. Yeah.
I think we'll give him 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Yeah.
My name is Julius, and I'm your twin brother. I've been looking forward to this moment my whole life. Excuse me, but I was just taking a shower. Tell me a little bit about Vincent. Was he a great athlete? Was he interested in chess and poetry? My name is Julius. My name is Julius. My name is Julius.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today. You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Scuba Steve, he's off to Mr. Mike's for the Fiesta Fusion. Patatas Bravas, the Fusion Feast platter and chili lime ribeye, feature drinks, and more right now at Mr. Mike's. Plus $1 from every feature entree sold will help nourish a hungry child through a local breakfast program in this community. Join the Fiesta Fusion at your local Mr. Mike's today. Eat locally, enjoy casually. Congratulations to Scuba Steve on that. Got a text on my phone. This isn't the Paris Jewelers inbox. This is my personal iPhone.
This is my personal phone?
It's my personal phone. It's not from Atif. You can stay in the room here.
All right.
Jason Milne, glue guy.
The glue guy himself.
You can hear him 3 to 6, Monday to Friday on the Reed Wilkins show here. Great show. Jay says, I was the one that took the pot over the finish line, FYI.
That's what glue guys do.
And you were calling it yesterday.
That's what I said.
It was left in the sink full of soapy water. Was happy to fulfill my glue guy duties, as I know you enjoy your morning jabba. Plus, he says, Gager had to bounce rather promptly after his show in order to pick up his daughter. Full disclosure. So, I think we can stop the whole parade for Joaquin, which, again, this has taken a team effort.
Jason, thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
That is a glue guy move, but it's not a glue guy move to take credit for it.
I don't think there's any credit to just full disclosure. Just laying the record straight. Because, again, Gager was getting the whole victory lap here. We were all, flowers for Gager.
Yeah. Well, but
leaving
that's
a pot
what a glue guy does. He lets
without any. Yeah,
he lets the flowers.
I wonder who did that. And he's in the background.
Yeah. It's enough that I know. I'm just happy. Everyone's happy.
That's true. So he hasn't gone full glue. This
he
is
hasn't
a glue
gone
stick.
full glue.
This isn't Elmer's. This is a glue stick.
Yeah.
But filling the pot with water and letting it sit in the sink.
Yeah, I live with people who do that, and I threaten to burn the house down.
Yeah, so let's pump the brakes on all the Gager congratulatory messages.
I find another soaking dish in the sink. I'm burning the house down.
Nuts. It'll lead you there.
Also in the Paris Jewelers inbox,
yes.
Gage from Dudley. This is from Dudley. Gage also, after his confession, added, but come on, LT, it's just tea. Rinse the thing out. Typical. That's typical Gager comment right there.
It's not just tea. It's mud butt water.
If it's just tea, you wring it out.
If you want to put raw leaves or raw tea leaves in, put them in the filter.
Yeah.
That's what the filter up top is for. All of this stuff, this crapola, sits in the pot, and then it sticks to the pot, and you literally have to scrape it out.
It's interesting that he says that. It's just tea, rinse it out, and yet he had to leave it to soak in the sink.
It's just tea, Gager, rinse it out.
Yeah.
You know why you left it in the sink, because you can't get it out of there without scrubbing the hell out of that thing.
Yeah.
Use the filter. We have filters, man.
Dirty pool.
Now I'm pleading with you here. It's just, I feel, dirty pool.
Dirty pool.
Dirty pool. Fergus Prostate says Gager is the pot that calls the kettle black and then leaves the pot black, which is fitting because it's Black Friday. Well, I think that's next. Well, I mean, you're halfway there. Right?
Almost there.
3/4 way there, Fergus Prostate. That's a good text, though. Might be in for text of the day.
Yeah.
Scuba Steve says, I'm counting that as half, so I'm 62.5-1. Tie goes to the winner.
No.
We're giving him the full win.
Three.
You got 3 to 5. You're over the line, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
No problems there.
I mean, Zach Hyman is 7 to 10 days. Darnell Nurse is day to day. So, I mean...
But we appreciate his graciousness to kind of say, hey, guys, I don't want to give myself a full win here. We will award it to you.
He was accurate on the Dustin questions. He was accurate on the Stuart Skinner question.
Yeah. 3 questions too many right now for the great staff at Park Mazda. Check them out today, www.parkmazda.ca. Go see Mitch Lewicki and his team in Sherwood Park. They'll take care of you. Will, social medias. Where can people follow you on social media?
Absolutely nowhere. Don't even bother looking.
Are you on LinkedIn? Because outside of this, you're just kind of a bit of a free bird.
I tried it once a decade ago when Lachlan Cross told me, that's where everyone is. You should get on that. And so I was like, all right. And then I did. And I was like, I don't get this. I don't get this at all.
Yeah.
No. And so, yeah. No,
and you're in the process of signing YouTube Trev up for Blue Sky because he refuses to at this point, correct?
Yeah, they asked for email address and I immediately backed off.
Oh, geez.
Well, that's too much
computer off. Yeah. Got to get out of here. YouTube Trev, this is your chance, your opportunity to pump up your social medias. Where can people follow you on the internet?
Yes, if you want to give me a follow, you can follow me at YouTube_Trev on Twitter and Instagram.
And Blue Sky later today.
Blue Sky, it's going to be, I mean, I'm not going to I didn't get Twitter till last year. And so.
Feel free to actually.
I held out
current on this one.
Yeah. I don't know, because by all the accounts, everyone seems to be liking this Blue Sky.
You want this as your career, right? Like what you're doing right now.
Yes.
So just sign up.
Go where the river flows, man. Yeah.
Go with it, not against it.
Okay. You know what? Yeah. And later today, you can follow me, Blue Sky, YouTube, Trev.
Yeah. Maybe Will give you a follow on Blue Sky.
YouTube, Trev.
Trev is going to love Blue Sky.
You guys can blue each other.
This is pretty. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Michael.
Cool.
I blew myself.
That's what they say when you're on the app. Yeah, like tweeting on the Twitter.
Except it's not Twitter. It's now X. It's Xing on the X.
Xing on the X. Yeah. We got Sobeys and Safeway Liqour Beer of the week coming up as well. Mike and Brett will be by Campio and Bear Hill, so we'll get more thoughts on that and sample some suds. Your next chance of $50 to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor as well coming up. And once again, as Trevor said, you can follow Edmonton Sports Talk. Keep it locked at Edmonton Sports Talk, whether it's the YouTube, the Twitter, the Instagram, the Facebook, whatever. Edmonton Sports Talk. Search it up, give us a follow, and you'll know everything and anything going on. Question number 1 for 3 questions too many, brought to you by Park Mazda. What do the Oilers need right now? If you could make one move today, goaltender, defenseman, forward. Go.
Defenseman. It's easy.
You didn't even.
Yeah,
you were out of the chute there. False start.
Yeah. A mid-tier defenseman.
Right shot. Type of you're looking for a bigger body, more of a fleet of foot.
Preferably a right shot. Preferably someone who can play above average defense.
There's no right or wrong answer here. I ask because a lot of people, again, screaming at the top of their lungs for a San Jose Shark goaltender. Some people online, again, maybe top 6'4". You'd think the shooting percentage will round out with a lot of these guys eventually, but maybe you are panicking and you want the help and you need the help now.
Go find me a right shot Matthias Ekholm that you can put with Darnell Nurse, and you solve pretty much 50% of the problems.
YouTube, Trevor, are you seeing things the same way as Willie here, or are you going another route perhaps today? Just today.
Yeah, it's got to be a defenseman. It has to be. Preferably a right shot defenseman, exactly like Will said. And it's thin. You got Ty Emberson, Josh Brown, Troy Stetcher. I mean, you got to find a guy to replace either one of those three. And that is their biggest need by far.
Right.
Not even close.
You go get a number 3/4 defenseman to play with Darnell Nurse. And all of a sudden, you go from weakness to strength because you do have depth pieces.
Yeah, those are really good defensive pairings, the first two there. And then you have a solid third.
Exactly, for
right?
a third pair with plenty of names
you
you can kind of mix in and out. And if you have an injury, you have guys that can sub in for a game or two. But right now, they don't have that depth. And so guys are subbing in for a half season or two, and that's too long.
Lil Mac in the nasty chat says, no, period. The major issue is goaltending. It's legit the worst in the league. Dwiggs also says Carlo or Parayko in terms of specificities for your defense.
If you could give me Colton Parayko, I'll take it with a bullet. Like, do you know? Just take a moment and think about how much better the Oilers would be with a Colton Parayko. It would be
like that guy,
shocking.
Colton Parayko.
Yeah.
Local guy.
Think about how much better they looked when they brought in Matthias Ekholm. Right? Like, it was such a game changer to bring in someone of that quality. If you could do it a second time, man, it's not about eliminating weaknesses. It's about covering them up, and talent like that covers stuff up.
Lil Max says the Oilers allow the fourth least scoring chances against. It's not the D. It's 100% goaltending. I like it. Look, this is the debate. No right or wrong answers. It's all opinion-based. What say you? 780-218-9999. Where do you go today? Nobody said forward yet, so we're kind of getting the answer there. But defense, goaltending, what would you do if you could add a piece today immediately for this team following last night's loss to the Wild? 780-218-9999. Let's get into question 2. Winterval. I've been talking about it. 2024. Going down tomorrow, 3 to 8, downtown. Jasper Ave, just north, Ice District Plaza, that whole area there. Yeah. There's going to be music. There's going to be taffy pulling. There's going to be Santa. There's going to be sleigh rides. The Brass Tactics will be playing on ice. Yeah. Boys, what's the one activity you're looking forward most from the Winterval that I mentioned? No, it's got to be the big man with you.
Yeah.
Confronting Santa.
Doing
the whole eye thing, right? The 2 eyes pointing, watching you. Yeah. Him having to talk to security to say, who is this man? Yeah. Please keep him away from me.
That's a beard of lies. Yeah.
You sit on the knee and whisper that. Yeah. I know who you are. But it's got horse-drawn wagon ride for you?
I think it depends on who you're bringing with you, right? If you're making it sort of a date afternoon, I would think those cocktails are right at the top of the list.
Yeah.
If you're bringing your kids along, obviously Santa and the sleigh ride. If you're by yourself, taffy pulling.
The taffy pulling is good. You don't want to be feeding the horses any of that ravioli, hey?
What was that?
Well, Trev, what you leaned.
What did I miss?
You gave a bit of a lean here.
I was looking for some eye contact.
Oh, yeah, I missed something. Sorry.
I don't think Trev's paying attention. What do you want to do at Winterval, Trev?
Well, he's a lonely
taffy
boy.
pulling?
Just looking at everything. Wonderful things to do. Yeah. I would like some ice carving lessons with little chippers from 3 to 6 p.m. Yeah. I'm an artsy guy. I like being creative, and I've never really
You like working with your hands.
Yes, I'm a big hands-on guy.
It seems treacherous to me.
And so ice carving is really something I've wanted to do for a long time, and you can do that tomorrow, 3 to 6 p.m. I think that would be cool. Just chipping away at some ice.
Let's mix numb hands with sharp implements and see what happens.
Well, you put the gloves on and
It's not that bad.
But it is trying to heat them up. Like, there's a fine line there between balance. I think you got to keep warm, but also keep the ice cold. Stupid Asso says, what about a guy like Cody Ceci? We could sure use a D-man like him right now. Waddy and Cloverdale, maybe they could trade Broberg for Parayko, and then he's got a lot of dots following that. Eden says Parayko is not the same player he once was.
No,
he's not.
No, he's not.
But maybe that's why you're able to acquire a guy like him right now. Yeah, so that'll be that's the thing. Look at this, Dylan Koskinen.
Photos with Santa.
You want to get a photo with Santa Claus, eh? Old Saint Nick. Sinterklaas, they call him in old Dutch country.
That's right.
3 years, maybe?
In Pennsylvania Dutch country, he is Sinterklaas.
Dylan Koskinen says, got an inside scoop about a little bond spill happening February 15th. Problem is I booked a trip to the Four Nations in Montreal and Canada versus USA happens that day. If it was any other weekend, will be such a fun time at the Shamrock. Look, I'm all for curling. If you want to...
is he asking us to fill in for him?
No.
Is that I don't know what
Dylan, please be a little more specific.
Be specific. Do you need us to skip for
I want to go bond spieling as soon as possible. I got to get some new shoes, actually, to get on the pebble.
No, you don't. You just need some duct tape.
I'm not doing that. I'm a pro. I get the shoes.
You respect this game.
Bronx, the Boilermaker, says, seems like Ekholm is frustrated with Bouchard when he is floating and they got scored on. Yeah, well, you better get used to it.
Yeah.
That's life, baby.
As opposed to what, I guess, would be my question to that. Looks like Ekholm gets frustrated when Evan Bouchard doesn't play good defense.
Be used to it by now.
As opposed to pleased? As opposed to nonchalant? Like, what exactly do you want from a defenseman when his partner is playing lousy?
Wheels in the Nasty Chat says, I will be at the Winter Bowl. I think he's calling the Winter Val. I will tell Santa exactly what I want for Christmas.
That sounds threatening.
Well, it's kind of Wheels.
Wheels. That feels. It feels like they're going to ask you to leave.
You'll be escorted, wheeled out of there. Matt at the Garrison says, I need to go put some pebble down. I'll be back. Love it, Matt. Let's get going here. He is skipping. Giant Mike says. Actually, that's a pretty good. You text that in, Giant Mike. You might be off to A&W
Hey, if
as well.
anyone west of Edmonton in the Stony Plain area can let me know when we're getting a new curling rink, that'd be great.
You're not a stranger to the Pebble. Hey, you'll get down.
It burnt down several years ago. The curling
damn it.
rink, and they're like, it feels like everyone's like, well, I guess we just don't curl anymore. I was patient the first couple of years. I understand you have to have a plan there, but it's crickets right now.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my curling rink? I want my curling rink.
Question number 3 and 3 questions too many. What's your favorite position to play in curling? Skip, third, second, or first?
Fifth.
You like being the spare, hey?
I like
you
being
like watching.
the spare.
You like being in the in the
spare
patch.
that just
Bringing the beer, orange slices.
Privately disparages his own team.
Trev, you a curler?
I've curled twice in my life.
And how'd you do?
You know the strategy
The first shot, I actually still have it on my phone.
Put it on the button, hey?
Yeah.
Nice.
And it was in grade 11. First time went out, and my dad is actually a huge curler. He's Bonspiel after Bonspiel. He loves it. Oh my gosh, yes. So he's very looking forward to that date.
I just throw guards.
Okay, yeah, that's
You're on the front end.
safe.
Yeah, and you can sweep.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I watched my dad curl quite a bit growing up, but I never
curled
really.
both. You've
I've
curled
curled
before.
just twice. Literally
Let's
just twice.
hear your best curling call.
No.
Let's hear it.
Hard.
There you go. Yeah. Mine is the yep.
Yep. Oh, that's a good one.
Yep's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
that's
the
my
toothpick
favorite.
in your mouth.
Yeah.
Here you go. Will Ziploc Smart says ground broke on the new rink a few weeks ago, opening early 2026.
Thank you.
Just south of the current rink in Stony.
Thank you.
So you got it. Perfect. Locked and loaded. 8:26. Let's get into that. Hurts for James H. Brown right now.
You know what that deserves? Yeah.
Yep. James H. Brown Injury Lawyers. If you've been injured in an accident, go to jameshbrown.com. They are the heavy hitters of injury law. You know what hurts?
What hurts?
You're going to be gone.
That's a lie.
Well, no, here's the thing. If you were to fill in for Dusty for like a couple of days or even let's just say a week, it's I would get mildly annoyed from you, but it wouldn't have been as long of a time. I'm used to you now. I don't want you to leave.
You're going to miss my smell.
I'll miss your scent, you know. But I just, maybe you should, don't be a stranger. I mean, it'll be great look, we're all Dustin coming back. We love it. Trev can't sleep because of it. He's missing him a lot. He loves him. We all love him. He's the guy. He's the cult leader.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I think what you're going to find is Dustin's going to come back and you're going to be, oh my God, this is so much better.
Yeah, because people don't have to hear me hosting the show anymore. That
helps.
That's what's hurt over the month
Right?
is me
Don't
hosting
say
the
that.
show.
Don't say
that. That's
No, honestly, like that's part of
it's all different.
You're going to come in. You're going to be like this, that. There we go. Here's the rhythm.
Back into the groove.
That's the backbeat I was looking for.
I can I can start poking them and stoking the
Right.
fire again.
Yeah.
I've been.
No. I appreciate it.
I just thought I'd say it.
It's also Dustin Nielson, so I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, he's scheduled to be back Monday. Just for everybody knowing, I know we're supposed to provide an update every 5 minutes because where's Dustin? Yes, he's been sick. He's had a terrible chest thing, and
I'll see you for 3 weeks in January because he's coming back sick from the Spangler.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way he goes on.
And while he's at the Spangler as well, I mean, there's going to be some time there. I'm sure that I'll be filling in again. So I don't get paid extra as well. I just want to.
He'll go too hard over the trade deadline, so I'll see you at the beginning of March.
Yep.
And then maybe round 2 of the playoffs. Yeah.
Yep.
Somewhere around there.
No.
Yeah.
We're going to be seeing a lot more of you, Will.
Right.
I think, and hearing a lot more of you as well if you're on the iHeart and TuneIn radio apps. But no, that hurts. But it's good. It hurts, but it's good. Again, it's like a flower dying, but the seeds.
Some could say it hurts so good. There you go.
Oh, you guys!
Hey.
Where'd you get that from? Is that a song?
Hey, let me complete the circle for you. Guess where John Cougar Mellencamp lives?
Illinois,
Bloomington, Indiana, baby.
Of course, that's for the Pink House or whatever, right? The Pink House.
See
boy, it's all clicking in now.
That's right.
It's all clicking in now. Andrea says, Will was a blast this last month. Thanks for filling in so well, Will. She spells your name correctly. Merd says, Will needs to make it a threesome. Keep him around. Teabag, how can everyone want a defenseman? There's always we always go back. We get pulled back into the Oilers sphere.
I just always imagine this as like an actual community of people like talking, and there's clearly a conversation that is going on, and then the random guy who's just been stewing on the Oilers.
No, I know. There's always one. The president's been assassinated. Yeah, but the third line. Yeah. Farewell today for Will Fraser. Well done, lad. That comes in from Chris G in the nasty chat. What else do we got here? Bronx the Boilermaker. Need a goodbye song from Wheels for Will. Well, if you missed it yesterday, we had it. It was a one-timer. We're not going to go back there. That's okay. Yes, Giant Mike. He is skipping. Clever text. That might be in for text of the day. Get your texts continuing to fly in. 780-218-9999. Paris Jewelers inbox. $20 to A&W on the line. It is Will Fraser. It is YouTube Trev. I'm Lieutenant Eric. This is the Lieutenant Eric Show. Dustin Nielsen scheduled back Monday. We got Sobeys and Safeway Liqour Beer of the week coming up next. But first, a sports update for our fine friends at Sit and Sleep. This is EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Fall in last night's game 5-3 against Minesota Wild, but the Orange and Blue will be back in action tomorrow night when they host the New York Rangers. You can join Tom Gazzola. He'll be at Kelly's Pub for tomorrow's GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage starts at 7 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Elsewhere in the NHL, Flames edge the Rangers 3-2, outshooting New York 49-29. Vegas hangs on to beat Ottawa 3-2. The Avs over the Capitals 2-1 as Alex Ovechkin is slated to miss 4 to 6 weeks with a broken fibula. Sharks fall to the Blues 3-2 in a shootout. The Joe Sacco era has officially begun in Boston last night with a 1-0 Bruins shutout over Utah. Jersey double up on Carolina 4-2. Blackhawks 3-1 over the Panthers. Columbus wins in an absolute barn burner. 7-6 is the score in that one. And Detroit rally past the Islanders 2-1. Staying in hockey, but over the WHL, Oil Kings' 3-game homestand continues tonight against the Tigers and wraps up Sunday against the Rebels in the Teddy Bear Toss game. Speaking of Teddy Bear Toss, the Golden Bears host Saskatchewan Huskies from the Drake tonight in their first ever Teddy Bear Toss. Puck drop for that one goes at 7 o'clock. In the NFL, Week 12 kicked off last night as Nick Chubb ran for a pair of scores. The Browns knocked off the Steelers 24-19. Pittsburgh drops to 8-3 on the season. And to finish things off in the association, Raptors with a 110-105 home court victory over the T-Wolves to improve to 4-12 on the season's. Lakers fall at home 119-118 to Orlando. The action picks up tonight in the Emirates NBA Cup with 8 games. Black Friday savings are now at Sit and Sleep. Today until Sunday, all Canadian made custom sofas, sectionals, and bedrooms are all on sale. Save up to 50% off select floor samples, 20% off home accents, and more. Plus, make no payments until 2026. Interest free. Also, make any purchase over $999 this week and receive free local white glove delivery with full setup and installation. Don't miss the massive Black Friday furniture and mattress sales event on now at Sit and Sleep in South Edmonton Common, next to Planet Fitness.
We've given him a toy, Mike. That's it.
8:35, you're tuned into the Lieutenant Eric Show / the Nielson Show here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Will Fraser and again, Dustin scheduled back Monday. YouTube Trev producing the program and setting up the mics as we do. We got a pair of people in, Mike and Brett. They'll be in for, and you're going to have to... let me know on the structure of this because I've been sent a lot of titles, Campio, Bear Hill, how this whole, you're going to have to show me how the whole structure of everything kind of comes out here today. But Mike and Brett, we appreciate your time. This is Sobeys and Safeway Liqour Beer of the Week. Your next chance at $50 to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor will be coming up a little later on in the segment. But Brett,
yes,
Mike,
yep.
Welcome to the studio.
Thanks
How are you
having
guys doing today? I guess you can, for right now, you can share this mic, take turns here. Yeah, get right into it. But where are you from? Tell the listeners and viewers a little bit about yourselves and why you're here today.
I'm Brett. I'm the head brewer for Campio Brewing. To break down, I guess, what Campio versus Bear Hill versus Alberta is. Bear Hill would be the overarching company. We have a whole family of breweries. You can see all of them in front of us here. Banter, Jasper Brewing, which would have been the original. Campio, which is the brewery I work for, downtown Edmonton, 3 blocks maybe from Rogers Place.
Great pizzas.
I was going to say, if you've been to an Oilers game, you've probably been pre-game. A little secret is we have a parking lot that if you come early enough, buy yourself a pint. You can scan yourself in, park for free downtown.
Hey, now
there's not that many spots, so come early.
Yeah, no guarantees.
Potential free parking downtown before an Oilers game.
Bit of a speakeasy. Yeah.
Or just have that friend who's willing to stand for 45 minutes in a parking spot.
Just in the spot,
Well, there are people out there,
We're
right?
almost there. We're almost there. Just picking 3 more people up.
And then we also have Last Best, which is our brewery in Calgary, and then Babe, which is kind of an offshoot brand, kind of started out of Jasper.
We sampled that a few times on this segment.
It started in Jasper Brewing, and then it's kind of become its own little thing, kind of fruity, approachable beers, kind of an intro to craft beer for some people, I would say.
Now, Mike, the mic.
Yeah. So I'm Mike. I'm one of the sales guys based out of Edmonton for Bear Hill Brewing, and kind of like what Brett said, Bear Hill is kind of the mother company, and underneath is the 4 brew pubs where we have Jasper Brewing, Banter Brewing, Last Best out of Calgary, and then Campio out of Edmonton. So my job is to sell the beer into liquor stores, restaurants, bars, any of that kind of place in Edmonton.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people are saying this candy lineup looks real familiar. And I mean, you've seen these beers out and about, but on this segment as well over the years. And this Alberta, the greatest hits mix, that will be the beer of the week kind of pack, correct, for this week?
Yeah, that's the beer of the week. In the flyer right now, it's on the back page, front and center, kind of 2 for $45. So awesome price on the beer. And it's just a fantastic mix pack of some of our greatest hits that we have.
Yeah, when you buy 2, save $17 right now, and you mentioned it, 2 for $45 or $25.99 each, but you might as well get 2. It's going to be snowing today. Get a couple of these packs, and you'll be You'll be all set for the weekend. Well, let's get right into it then. What do you want to sample first in terms of how we should go about all these fancy ass beers here?
Yeah, I always like to go lightest to heaviest, I guess, in flavor. Normally I'd say lightest to darkest, but they're all kind of pale.
Yep.
But we'll start with the Banter Rider Dry. It's kind of the light lager in our family of beers.
Yeah. A few Banff pub crawls have started with this very beer.
Troy the Godfather's in the house. I did invite him yesterday. Why not? It's Friday. It's always good to see him always shows up around Sobeys and Safeway Liqour Beer of the Week, though. It's quite a coincidence.
Every Friday.
Yeah, every Friday. Yeah. 2 packs for $45 is a steal of a deal. Spency 5 cents, he says. Yeah, you're telling us. Giant Mike says, what a salesman, I'm sold. So you're doing They don't need any more convincing.
If Giant Mike's happy, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So Banter Rider Dry, like I said, it's the light lager of our catalog of beers. Ultra light, crisp, but still quite flavorful for a light lager. 4.2%, so pretty sessionable. Really good for like post-hike, post-mountain, snowboarding kind of deal. But it also packs a pretty good amount of flavor for being such a light beer. Light in color as well as if you if you look at it.
Or if you're like Will, a post run.
Or post run.
Hey, somebody's been paying attention here. Yeah, I love it.
I would run to this.
Yeah. Well, cheers to Campio as well.
Guys.
I love the
Cheers.
glasses. This is great.
Cheers. Yeah, cheers. Awesome.
Yeah, I know this taste. I know this beer.
So it uses Nelson Sauvin hops, which is a hop from New Zealand. So that's where you kind of get that like white grapey, like Sauvignon Blanc kind of thing.
That's totally what it is.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the background of the pretty light, easy drinking beer.
Love it. So where are we going next here? Let's keep knocking them down.
Next,
This
we'll move
looks like an old friend.
Yeah, this one
Yeah.
I'm sure if you've been in Alberta long enough, you've had a chance to try. Jasper Brewing, coming on 20 years. It'll be 20 years this spring, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how they were able to bottle the Marmot Basin parking lot. But that's exactly what Chris Pills is.
Well, even so many like craft, all the like I love the art and I love the sticking out, but having just that simple kind of Parks Canada feel to it stands the test of time to me. Great branding.
Yeah, a lot of work has gone into working with like Parks Canada to be able to use this branding.
I bet, yeah.
But yeah, our company has a really good relationship with Parks and kind of work together on certain things. I mean, I think it's kind of what's the word I'm working for? It works really well for both of us. You know, the brewery helps draw people into Jasper.
A synergy?
Helps pull people. That's a good word. There it is. Helps pull people to the brewery.
Speaking of which, any update? I know Will loves going. I love going to Jasper myself. You know, a couple of times a year and whatnot, and going down to the brewery there. But any updates on them specifically, and when people can kind of visit again?
Sorry about that. So yes, I was listening yesterday. Actually, you guys were talking about Jasper and how the town's kind of open and really wanting people to come back. That is very true. The brewery itself currently not open. It wasn't burnt by the fire, but the building right next door was taken
bulldozed
down.
down, yeah.
Maybe you've seen the pictures. And then with that, and then just with all the fire prevention, it kind of got flooded. So it is closed under basically a full reconstruction.
No real TBD or timeline type of.
Like, you never know with these things.
Yeah.
Everybody's working pretty hard to move things along. Parks is really doing a good job of expediting things, keeping things moving. The goal is the spring. We'd really like to be open for the spring because that's the 20th anniversary. We'll see how it goes.
Great pretzels there too. Some of the best pretzel game I've had at that brewery.
It's the wings, though.
The wings. That's where you go.
The wings are so good.
So we've been really lucky to work with some contract partners to keep the beer in cans, keep our core brands in kegs, to keep the beer flowing through some of the other restaurants that are currently in Jasper, including another one that our company owns. We actually have a whiskey brand as well that just launched. It's called the Moline Range. So we actually did just open that restaurant. It was supposed to open the weekend of the fire.
Yeah, that's right.
It opened 7 weeks later, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe after. Yeah. Anyways, it is open now. You can get Jasper beers in there, and then also some really nice whiskeys, Canadian whiskeys, some barbecue. But the brewery itself, spring. We're gonna come back with some new equipment out of it, which I guess is a plus side. Hopefully we'll be able to make even better beer.
For you skiers and Jasper lovers as well, Marmot, was it yesterday or today? Yesterday.
This weekend, for
This
sure.
weekend, with the opening of those runs. So, to Jasper Brewing, I guess, in the town of Jasper. Why not, eh? Cheers, boys.
I guess I didn't really say anything about the beer, but I mean, it's a pretty classic Pilsner
Chris
style
Pills,
bill. I mean,
you
kind of
know
says
it,
all.
you love it, yeah. Part of this Alberta Greatest Hits mix pack as well. That is the deal right now for Sobeys Liquor.
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock, Marmot Basin parking lot.
Yeah, there it is.
We've circled back to the cars.
Yeah, perfect.
Surveyor Brett says, good jibs on both of you guys. You're killing it in the YouTube Nasty Chat. People are really loving the vibe here. I love it.
Thank you.
Rob from the Grove, though, says weak pores laugh out loud.
The glass versus can size
It's
is
a
not,
big pack here. Yeah, we gotta, and that's the it's the visual
It is a
illusion.
weak pour, and Yeah, you got probably you got
Bottom of the can.
You get the first pour in the next one.
But that's how he spends a Friday night, anyways. He's just going around to empty tables, finishing off
That's
whatever's
the way to
left.
do it, baby.
Taking all the heels and he's just taking them.
2 for $45. That's the deal on these bad boys right now from Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. It is the Alberta Greatest Hits Mix. When you buy 2, you save $17, or you can get them single for $25.99. Let's keep going here. I see that tall boy.
So yeah, I'm kind of breaking up the mix pack with, I had to throw a Campio beer in, being that I am actually the head brewer of Campio, not these other breweries.
Yep.
This is our light rail pale ale, hazy pale, citrusy, fruity. There's a little bit of a coconutty vibe in there from some Sabro hops. Citra is the other hop in there, actually the more dominant hop, which provides that like grapefruit, orange peel kind of deal. Again, pretty light, sessionable. Not particularly bitter. Modern brewing, I'm sure, has been talked about on the show. Kind of takes the hop forward beers away from the bitterness that you might find in, say, this Last Best IPA from originally brewed 10 years ago. In modern or current IPA brewing, we take all that like hop bitterness and we move it later in the process, which brings out more floral, more citrus, more aromatics, and less bitterness. So more flavor, more aroma.
Love it.
Yes.
I just say it's good.
That's why people like the cut of your jib here.
That's the salesman right there.
Yeah, speaking the language, man. We're from Brett from Campio in the middle here.
So-
Mike as well from Bear Hill joining us today.
As the brewer Campio, like cloudy beers have obviously taken over the market, Nepas and what have you, and you guys don't miss.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Like honestly, like every time I'm in Campio, it like I'll just be like, well, give me whatever sort of Nepa is the new thing. And so is that kind of your, have you personally sort of been like, this is something I like to play around in?
I mean, yeah, hazy IPAs for sure is definitely something you can, there's a lot of room to play.
Yeah.
Every hop variety comes with its own flavor profile, its own aromas. So you can take kind of the same base recipe, throw a different hop in the dry hop and make a completely different thing.
Yeah.
I have, personally put a lot of time in my career, coming on 10 years, into hazies, especially in the last 5 or so.
It shows.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it shows.
This one is just like kind of the brew crew go to 4.5%. It's really good for like an after work pint. Easy drinking. It's not going to affect your next pint. Where like a real bitter IPA, you might not taste the next beer you have, which is why I slid it at the end.
The Tombstone Pile Driver down there.
But yeah, this is just kind of the one that everyone drinks around.
This beer, in my opinion, is one of the best beers that Brett makes. It's fantastic beer, super sessionable. You can, on the golf course, easy to drink. Brett makes a lot of beers, but this by far is the favorite beer that we make out of Campio.
Okay,
I love it.
Makes.
Okay, well, let's see if it stands up to the
to
prep.
Brett.
Cheers, guys. Cheers.
Yeah, to Brett.
Cheers to
Brett.
Brett.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's loving
Cheers.
it.
Oh yeah, all day long.
How'd you guys get into what you're doing right now? You can each answer whatever, but I mean, I know a lot of people get different routes to this whole brewery, and again, you said sales, that's a different type, but were you more in a different realm when it came to the beer and the liquor and everything, or just always kind of a sales background, that type of thing?
I've always been in sales on the beverage side.
Okay.
So I worked for a couple breweries for about 16 years, and I graduated from NAIT. And
Ooks Nation.
that was back when on the job boards, there was like Post-it, like notes on the board. And I took one, and it was actually to work at Pepsi.
Okay.
And that's where everything for me started. And yeah, it's just kind of evolved into the beer side. And I love the atmosphere. It's a fun social environment. We get to do cool stuff like this. And, you know, we sell beer, we make beer for a living, and we have a lot of fun doing it.
Like a brewmaster, that's hard stuff. You got to know what you're doing. Not to say you don't, but selling it, going around and meeting people and having lunches and everything. I mean, it does sound like a bit of a dream job.
Yes, it is.
Like you can admit it. I mean,
yeah. I'm very fortunate to be able to do what I do and have a very good work-life balance while I'm able to do it. So, it's an awesome job to have, and I get to work with awesome people like Brett, and you know my coworkers. They're all good, so it's a fun work environment to be part of.
And Brett, you mentioned a bit of a radio background as well with you. You know my wife as well, but
that's true. And
how
actually,
did you? Yeah,
I was just gonna say, Tommy just walked in. I also graduated from Nate from the radio broadcasting program.
So
I went to school the
Danae
same year
and
as Tommy.
Ryan Meyer. Hey, yeah, Ryan Meyer. And look at this.
Hey.
I love it. Yeah.
Good to see you.
It's a reunion,
Things just got better looking.
He found out there's beer.
And then I did a few years in small town Alberta radio. If anyone remembers the Goat in Bonnyville.
Yeah.
Still listens to the Goat in Lloydminster. Spent a little bit of time there.
And then thought, I've got to choose something else.
Yeah, I don't want to be fired.
I kept getting laid off.
Yeah.
Kind of figured.
I don't think this radio thing's a growth thing.
It's a common story. Yeah.
Something about making $25K and the night shift wasn't working for me anymore. Then I just kind of did some random warehousing jobs. This might turn into a long story. I did some random warehousing jobs. Then I did a working holiday in the UK.
Whereabouts?
London.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was living in London. We were moving to Camden Town. I Googled jobs in Camden Town. There was a warehousing job at
Chimney sweep.
Yeah. There was a warehousing job at the Camden Town Brewery.
Okay.
I literally was driving a forklift up and down a cobblestone street for a couple years.
Cool.
So that's how I got into the industry, I guess. Kind of fell in love with
These
it.
are all good choices. Like, have you made a bad move?
I'm loving the path. Yeah. It's trending up.
Some good life choices.
And then from there, when our visas expired and we had to come back to Alberta, I like to say I applied to every brewery in town, which in 2016 was Yellowhead, which is Campio's neighbor. That's no longer there.
Sure.
Well, the brewery's there, but nobody operates it. And Alley Cat, and I got a job on the Alley Cat packaging line, and then it's just kind of been
That's great.
growth from there.
Yeah.
Alley Cat as well, and I'm just going to mention this right now. They do have their 6 o'clocker lager feature right now through the Christmas season, $12.99 for a 4-pack. Just want to throw that out with our good friends at Alley Cat. But Yellowhead too, they used to put on some good shows there, like live music and stuff. Is that still a thing too? You said they brew still, but there's no.
It's just an empty space. Like the brewery's still there, all the tanks are still there. You can see through the window, but it's not currently under operation.
Yeah, they had some ripping shows there over the past few years. Well, let's get back to the tasting, shall we, boys? What do we got under?
He's taking it right to the last drop.
Jeez, he's really enjoying that one there. Yeah.
Really good. So next up then is Babe. It'll be the Tangerine Dream. So it's a kind of just like a pretty basic lager recipe underneath, and then after it's finished fermenting, it gets blended out with tangerine juice and purees.
This is a hit around here.
Yeah, this is kind of a hit for everybody. Sometimes it gets me a little bit because I'll have friends, they'll go to Campio and they'll say, "Oh, we tried everything on tap. My favorite was the Tangerine Dream." I'm like, "Well, that's the one I didn't make."
Yeah. Everything had a real bad aftertaste except for that one.
Oh yeah, thank you.
But yeah, no, it's definitely a crowd pleaser. I feel like kind of anybody could pick this up and enjoy it. It's kind of like a shandy or something, though still like 5% alcohol.
I've had a few post-hike babes at the patio at Jasper
Go
Pizza.
on.
There you go.
Yeah. Will you, dog?
So I mean, it's kind of mimosa-y, beer
great.
mosa, I guess.
Yep.
Not much more to say. Fruit juice and beer mixed together, basically.
But again, it's with all that said, kind of an up and down line of beer. You can have it different times of the day, different occasions, different types of thing, not necessarily fitting in one specific slaughter.
Works good with breakfast and dinner.
Exactly, yeah, that type of thing.
Yeah, there's never a bad time to go to Campio. Like, because you're always going to find a beer to hit at whatever time of day you're showing up for.
And let's talk more about the pizzas.
Yeah,
is there man, those are good. You got to. There's a McDavid one too. That's still in the menu as well, right?
Correct,
The Connor McDavid or whatever. Just quickly on the pizza for people who don't know, if you've never been to Campio Brewing downtown,
and Banff Avenue does the same pizzas, and they're
same style.
It's the Detroit style. Detroit style. And I wasn't aware before. Campio educated me on this whole process, but. Just what can people expect from if you're dining at Campio first time in the pizzas, that type of thing?
Yeah, so the pizzas, like Detroit style. So it's like a deeper dish pizza.
The pan.
But it's also like a rectangular shape.
Some square corners.
Yeah, square corners. The kind of the key, I guess, identifier of a good Detroit pizza is like the crown of like crispy cheese that builds up along the side of the pan.
Damn it,
I'm getting hungry.
Why did I ask?
It's so good.
This is all your fault.
So yeah, I mean, it's like nice, like fluffy, chewy dough, crispy crusts. and a lot of sauce kind of smeared across the top.
Rob from the Grove says the pepperoni is the best. I've gone down on that a couple of times. I can agree with you there, Rob. But yeah, check it out today. Campio Brewing downtown. You mentioned the parking as well, which is a great little side card.
Secret,
yeah, you know, that's a bit of a speakeasy. Yeah. Well, cheers to the babe.
Guys.
Cheers to the pizza as well.
Cheers to whoever brewed this.
Yes. Whoever brewed this.
Whoever it is. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, like
here we are.
You could run into trouble because your kids would drink this for breakfast.
That's just it.
You might see it in the glass.
The look and the taste, very good. Up and down the lineup, that beer can play throughout the day. That's just delicious. We're here with Mike and Brett, Campio and Bear Hill. Once again, the deal this week for the Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. You're looking at the Alberta Greatest Hits Mix Pack. 2 for $45. You're saving $17 when you buy 2, or $25.99 each.
Yeah, that's a gateway beer drug, is what that is.
That should be on the can.
Yeah, that's
gateway beer.
That's that friend that's like, I don't really like
I don't know about
beer.
this beer
and you're
stuff.
always like,
Yeah.
but you drink bad beer. That's why you don't like
And
beer.
that's just it.
And so
Yeah.
you give them one of these, and they're like, oh, that's beer?
That's beer.
Yeah.
And the same could be said about the pizza. I don't really like pizza. You've had bad pizza.
Yeah.
You keep eating the Baron from the grocery store.
You got to try
store.
the PB&J pizza.
I've had that.
It is a phenomenal pizza.
So good.
It's
okay.
Pineapple, bacon, and jalapenos. It is phenomenal.
If my wife is catching any of this, she's going to be hungry all day. Well, because anytime we're kind of like, what do you want to do? She's always like, Campio?
We were going to go there. You and I were going to dine with our wives, and we had Campio as that rectangular, square, crispy crust.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of it right now.
Yeah.
Let's just all take a moment to sigh into the microphones here, because that's what it requires.
She likes to have like a weekly, like she's got a group of friends. And they'll go to a different place.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, she comes home and goes, we should have gone to Campio.
It's too good. It's too good. Spacious, great staff. Yeah. Again, it's just a great place to check out. Let's finish it off.
And
with
snowball fights in the patio now.
Yeah,
great patio as well. Yeah. Fenced off, nice and private there. Yeah. But
and it's big. It's big enough you could have a real war. Like you could build forts and everything.
Spare no expense.
Field.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A bit of a cover and everything. Yeah. What do we got for the final here? The finale.
So last one will be fittingly from Last Best. Last Best.
It's the
IPA.
exact opposite of the Babe.
Yeah, the exact opposite of the Babe. Yeah. Also, kind of the opposite of Light Rail Pale Ale. Yeah. Kind of a more classic IPA. West Coast style, as they would call it these days. So a little less hazy, ideally a little more clear. Might be craft beer clear, as we say some days.
But this is what the craft beer revolution was built upon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
This kind of style started it all as far as like craft beer. This will hit that kind of classic profile. Definitely is going to be more bitter than anything we've had as of yet. But still going to have a pretty bright citrus character, a little bit of a floral aroma to it as well. But it's definitely going to pack a little more punch maybe than the rest have. And also coming in at 6.5%, 6.5%. Obviously, we'll do a little bit more too. But I actually genuinely, and even before working for Bear Hill as a company, I think this Last Best IPA is like the best example of a West Coast style in Alberta. It's a very, very, very good beer.
And Mike and Brett here again.
I don't brew this either.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
So
it's going to be delicious.
Yeah.
All the best ones are
this is
outside of
brewed out of
Brett's.
Calgary. Our brewery in Calgary in the Beltline. Last Best.
Mike from Bear Hill, Brett from Campio. We appreciate your time today. This is the final beer again of the Alberta Greatest Hits Mix. Right now, it is your Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. Cheers, boys, to the Greatest Hits Mix Pack. Yeah, get it today.
Cheers, guys. Cheers.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time.
That's good.
Especially again in the last part of my career, trying to get IPAs to be less and less bitter. But then every once in a while you get back to a beer like this and you're like, oh yeah, I remember why we like to make them this way 10 years ago.
Absolute. Text
you don't want a whole evening of just this.
No.
But this actually works really well as far as to mix it into everything else, kind of. I really like that. That's fantastic.
Text Beer Me right now, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, Beer Me, and you'll be all put into a hat, and the winner will have $50 to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor, where you can pick up one of these nice boxes. Again, it's going to snow. Two for 45.
That gift card gets you $2 and $5.
The two, that's what it is today. Quite right. $45, two of these packs. $25.99 each, but if you're buying two, you're saving $17, $45, $50 to Sobeys. Text Beer Me right now. It's going to be great for the weekend. It's going to snow today. Get a couple of these bad boys. Maybe get some Campio pies to go as well, and hunker down. It's going to be great. We appreciate your time today. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming into studio. Thanks for bringing the suds. And we have one more question here. Rob from the Grove. Now I lost everybody's texting and Beer Me here. Here he is. Can they repeat the parking hack or let me know on here, Eric? One more time, maybe the speakeasy, eh?
Yeah, I mean, it's just that we have a parking lot that if you come into the restaurant, you can park in for free until 11 o'clock. Which is nice and close to the... Yeah, up to 11 o'clock the next morning. As long as you come in, you got to scan the QR code at the front and put in your details. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. Just, it's not the hugest parking lot. There's maybe 15 stalls or something. So, like, if you want to get one, you might have to come early. But
no guarantees.
No guarantees.
Yeah.
But the parking lot right behind the building is like $24 for the evening.
For the evening, yeah.
That's a few pints.
Yep. Let's get into the wrap right now quickly for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, WilliamHuff.com, in business since 1952. So you know they're incredible at what they do, WilliamHuff.com. You guys Oilers fans as well? Is this,
of course.
You can be honest, okay, perfect.
Or you can lie.
Absolutely.
I
would suggest you lie if you're not an Oilers fan.
I was
It's
at
all
the
good.
game last night. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what did you learn either from last night or this morning in terms of the Oilers and the Wild? Like, what are you pulling away from that game? We said yesterday not to expect too much.
And we definitely got
Not too
Not
much.
too much. No.
We got some.
Tomorrow's the night.
We got a ridiculous
Tomorrow's the night.
goal.
We got some. We started
Maybe
off.
I learned the best way to beat Fleury is a little bank in off
So a
the
little
boards.
teach
Yeah,
from
more of
the
those.
line.
Yeah,
We've
don't
known that
go to
since
the
the
net.
World Juniors.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I never thought of that.
Will, what'd you learn today? Anything?
This is a warm, welcoming place, and I can't wait to come back on Monday.
Dustin Nielsen is scheduled to be back on the show Monday, which means you won't have to hear me host. You won't have to see Will anymore. YouTube Trev, we'll all be back to our regular duties and jobs and everything such as that. I'm giving the text of the day to A&W, $20 to A&W for the skipping text. I think that was from Big Mike. So Big Mike, I'll be reaching out to you. You're $20 richer in A&W credits. No sound of the day. We're forgoing that. You can thank me later, Will. We won't be playing the Atif goodbye phrase song or welcome back phrase song or whatever.
Small graces, yeah.
And we are a little bit behind the clock, 9:02. So guys, thanks so much for coming in again today.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Thanks. Beer of the week, once again, the Alberta Greatest Hits Mix. You can pick it up today, Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. It is the Beer of the Week. Two of these packs for $45. Once again, text in Beer Me right now, 780-218-9999. You could be getting $50 to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor, where you could pick up two of these packs and have 5 in change. Thank you very much, Mike, Brett, for taking the time to join us. Thank you to YouTube Trev, Will Fraser for filling in over the last month. We were talking World Series. I was wearing shorts. Man, it's been a trip. What a trip it's been.
I've been playing my own personal listening along. What will happen first? My appearance on Edmonton Sports Talk or Nielsen coming back?
I'm adding it to the list. I'm adding it to the list. Brett's on the list. Yeah.
Put it on the board.
Your next chance to qualify as well for the EST Flyway to LA. That's coming up 9 to 11 on the Hangout. Maddie Iwanek, Jason Mill Glue Guy, Tom Gazzola is here. The Godfather's in the house. It's a party atmosphere, a real carnival atmosphere. And are you guys doing anything for that Winterval tomorrow as well? Down, I don't know if that's in your hood necessarily.
Sounds like a good starting
point. I mean, it's definitely
in
our neighborhood. It's honestly, you talking about it this morning was the first I heard of it. But yeah, come by for a pint.
I want to say, Tom Gazzola is down at Kelly's tomorrow for the GCL Diesel pregame show. Oilers Rangers tomorrow at 8. He'll be setting up around 6:37ish. But Winterval tomorrow 3 to 8. If you want a starting point, as you mentioned,
Or finishing point.
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah. In fact, considering you're already parking there, you might as well start and finish. Yeah.
Go to Campio, check out the Winterval. Once again, edmontondowntown.com/Winterval for the full schedule and details. I want to thank Chris Johnston, guest today, Herm Edwards as well, the coach, wrapping up Week 12 and setting up Week 12 in the NFL, and all of our sponsors today, Southford Chevrolet and the rest. Enjoy your weekend. We love you. Dustin Nielsen, back Monday.